West Bucks just underway here. Good stance by the North Penn special teams.
Yeah, we're going to have to see a lot of strong defense, Sean. They got to start playing right now. You know, they actually should have started playing 5 minutes ago just to get the tempo up.
Of course.
I know that all of them are pumped up, ready to go, and we can't wait. I'm so excited, Sean.
As Mike Oriole, the CB West starting quarterback, goes into the huddle, he'll bring his team out from their own 29-yard line. 1st and 10 for the CB West Bucks. Oriole lines up under center. Tight end goes in motion. Oriole inside handoff there to number 6, Phil DiGiacomo, who gets brought down after about a 2-yard gain. So good stance there on the first play from scrimmage by the North Penn Knights defense.
And that's really going to be a key, Sean, stopping the run, stopping the pass. As you look at the backs of the receivers, well, you did see them for a brief minute. I think we're going to bring them back. Don't worry. You got a brief look at them. Dave Camburn, as you saw, as I was about to mention, Phil DiGiacomo, Mike Oriole. You know, they're good. They're strong. They've been on these teams before. They've got the experience. You're going to see great football out of those guys. So hopefully North Penn defense showed up today.
All 3 of them 3-year starters for the CB West Bucks. Oriole under center once again, 2nd and about 7 yards for the Bucks. Oriole takes the snap, rolling out to pass, looking to find someone. Finds a receiver, number 5, James West. North Penn's on top of him right away. Number 20, Janis Vojta, to limit the yardage. It'll bring up 3rd and about 5 for the CB West Bucks.
And, you know, Sean, they're really holding him in good field position. I mean, Mike Carey, you can see over there, is just a little hectic right now. He's not sure what to do. He's sending out all his, he's going to send out a lot of different plays right now. Mix the defense up a little bit. North Penn defense really needs to be strong here. Central Bucks offense, they're very dedicated. They're very, one word, that's not coming to my mind right now. But if you watch how they even perform their stance, as we're going to watch this next play.
3rd and 5 for the CB West Bucks. Mike Oriole under center. Hands it off to number 5, James West, who tries to get around the end. He picks up the 1st down and more over the 50-yard line into North Penn territory, up to about the 45-yard line. So give CB West the first down of the game. Inside just about 2 minutes, 10-13 left here in the first quarter. We still got a 0-0 ball game. Kelly, that's really the first play that CB West was able to run effectively. They got around the outside and picked up about 10 yards.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to happen with any team. The defense is going to break down a little bit. But, what's going to be key is the short little runs. As you saw last year, Dustin Pettine just ran it up the middle. Right. And when you get 2 yards every play, you're bound to win a football game.
Mike Oriole lines his team up from about the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bucks. Number 21, Gavin Potter, goes in motion. Inside handoff to number 6, Phil DiGiacomo, who's close to another CB West first down. Inside to about the North Penn Knights 35-yard line. This one's going to be close. It's going to be an official timeout here. We're going to have a measurement, but very good carry there by Phil DiGiacomo up the middle.
Yeah, Phil DiGiacomo, earlier in the year, as many people know, had to step in as quarterback. He's used to the running back position. That's where he's most feels at home. He's a good running back. Playing behind Dustin Pettine, they're big shoes to fill, but he fills them well. He gets the yards when they need him. He gets the short yards, the big yards. He's powerful. So hopefully, North Penn will be able to stop him up front. Defensive line needs to work through penetration and do whatever they can to get to the backers.
First down accredited to the CB West Bucks. It'll bring up 1st and 10 from the North Penn 35-yard line. Inside 2.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. 1st and 10 for the Bucks, as Mike Oriole will bring his team to the line of scrimmage once again. 2 men in his backfield. Mike Oriole under center. Inside handoff there to number 6, Phil DiGiacomo. Brought down for a 2-yard gain there by DiGiacomo. Good stance by the North Penn defenders up front. 2nd and about 8 coming up here for the Bucks. Kelly, North Penn looks really good right now containing the rush. We haven't seen CB West throw the ball yet, and I think the secondary is going to have to be on their feet tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they really are. Central Bucks West, Mike Oriole has a tough, a strong arm, as you may even see in this next play.
Oriole under center, pitches it outside to number 6, Phil DiGiacomo. Tries to get the end, brought down there by number 15, Larry Cannon. around the 26 or 27 yard line, so they'll be short. It'll bring up 3rd and about 2 for the Bucks. Hopefully North Penn can hold them. 3rd and 2 coming up for the Bucks. And quarterback Mike Oriole is going to call a timeout for the Bucks. So first timeout charged to the CB West Bucks. North Penn looks really good in this opening drive.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Central Bucks West, even though their field position right now is pretty decent, you know, nothing outrageous. Usually Central Bucks West, although they have been in the past, last week I know they held Pennsbury held them, to only 16-0 at halftime. So they're not a high-scoring team in the early rounds. I think what happens is they need to build their momentum too. What North Penn needs to do is build the momentum, keep the momentum, and just keep it going one step ahead of Central Bucks West every time.
Kelly, like we said before the game started, Coach Pettine is not on the sideline. You see Coach Beck down there right now. Do you think the players are still going to react the same?
Coach Pettine, has a very aggressive coaching style, as does Coach Beck. Coach Beck is more the vocal lineman coach, has to be big, loud, things like that. Coach Pettine is more of the technique and things like that. He's communicating still with the headset that you see on Coach Beck. He's also communicating with Coach Berger, the special teams assistant. So as far as his voice being heard, I think we'll be able to hear that. As far as coaching style, it's Coach Pettine out there. It's just Coach Beck, relaying it. So hopefully we'll be able to see same North Penn style football.
3rd and 2 here for the Bucks as Mike Oriole will line up under center. He has 3 backs in his backfield. 3rd and 2 for CB West. Oriole under center. Number 21, Gavin Potter goes in motion. Inside handoff to Phil DiGiacomo. He goes up the middle and he's going to have a touchdown. Phil DiGiacomo with a 27-yard score opens this one up. We've got a 6-0 football game as CB West jumps off to the early lead on the first drive.
And as you can see in that touchdown, the secondary just kind of opened up a little bit. North Penn really needs to focus. Although they need to fear the run, or the pass, they need to block the run. They need to make sure that they know where they are on every play.
Phil DiGiacomo with a 27-yard touchdown run. Number 12, Andy Bross, to line up for the extra point. It's up and good. The score is 7-0. CB West out to an early lead as Phil DiGiacomo leads the CB West Bucks down the field and caps it off with a 27-yard touchdown run. As you see it right there, just splits the North Penn defense and goes in pretty much untouched.
Yeah, North Penn defense, there's not a lot you can do there, but what they need to focus on more is more of consolidating in the middle, but they need to make sure that they are aware of the pass at all times, because that's when Central Bucks West will get you. When they think you're running one play, they'll run the other. So, North Penn just needs to get this ball back, run it right down the field, and they'll be back in this. There's no fear right now. They know that they have, a good, 36 minutes. I can't do my math right now. Sean, help me out. They have plenty of football left.
As the special teams will take the field, number 13, Brad Yakel, will be the deep back for the North Penn Knights. Number 12, Andy Bross, will kick the ball off for the CB West Bucks from his own 40. Number 12, Andy Bross, to kick the ball off from his own 40-yard line. 8:23 left here in the first quarter. Bross with a long end-over-end kick down to Kevin Zevlin. He fields it from about his 25. Zevlin looking for blockers, gets brought down for about an 8-yard return. So North Penn will start 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line.
As we look at our North Penn offensive line, left tackle Bob McNutt, Fran Mahan, Dan Chang back at center after that ankle injury last week, Brian Grimison, right guard, and Ken Haberly. One note, Brian Grimison is 64. He had a uniform change right before the game. Defensive line, Carsul Jose, Bob Path, Justin Jose, and Lee Cousin. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but as you can see there.
As Chris Brown lines up for the North Penn Knights, 1st and 10 for the Knights. Kevin Zebulm in the backfield with Larry Cannon. Chris Brown under center. Inside handoff to Larry Cannon, who gets stuffed up right at the line of scrimmage. Picks up maybe 1 yard for the Knights. 7-0 your score. CB West off to the early lead. 2nd and 9 for the Knights. Chris Brown will get the play from Coach Beck and go back out to the huddle. 2nd and 9 for the North Penn Knights. Chris Brown will line up in shotgun formation. He's got 4 wideouts. Chris Brown in shotgun formation. Drops back, looking over the middle to Kevin Zeblum, finds him for about a 5-yard return. Nice pass there to Kevin Zeblum.
And as you can see, North Penn's kind of issuing like a hurry-up offense. They're not taking long in the huddle. They're not really lining up. They're just getting the play. Basically, they probably went over this before the game started and just going to see what can happen.
3rd and 4 here for the Knights as Chris Brown is in shotgun formation once again with 5 wideouts. Chris Brown will take the snap. He'll drop back, looking for a receiver. Goes out to Kevin Zeblum, who picks up. Actually, that's going to be incomplete. It goes through Kevin Zeblum's hands. So it'll bring up 4th and about 4 for the North Penn Knights, and they're going to send their punt unit out. Kelly, unfortunate there for the Knights. They'll go 3 and out, and they'll punt it back to CB West.
Yeah, hopefully, something will go, never know when they might throw in a fake punt or whatever. But I think now North Penn's just going to be a little conservative and just kind of punt the ball.
With about 6:56 left here in the first quarter, Dan Brown will punt the ball away for the Knights. High snap there. Dan Brown picks it up. Trying to get away, but gets brought down around the 10-yard line. High snap there. Good play by Dan Brown just to get it out of the air. He really had no choice but to just fall on the ball there.
Yeah, that's what punters supposed to do, just kind of see what they can do. Dan Brown, I know, is very frustrated right now as we take a look at this again. High snap. I believe Zach Fowling, their long snapper, injured his meniscus. He's out for the year, so I know they had to replace him, which is always tough, especially, when things aren't working right as a unit and they've worked right all the time. Hopefully North Penn can just hold them here.
1st and goal here for the CB West Bucks inside the 10-yard line. Oriole under center. Mike Oriole drops back. Play action pass. North Penn on top of him. Mike Oriole gets away from the rush and picks up a couple yards down to about the 5-yard line. Kelly, I didn't see a number on who that was.
It was number 33, Andy McCormick, who tried for that sack, and he just couldn't get him. That's just tackling, what you need to work on the first day. That's why you could see Coach Beck so frustrated, because he knows Andy McCormick. He knows how much of a hard worker he is. Andy McCormick knows what he did. What he just needs to do is regroup and get back in there.
It'll bring up 2nd and 5 for the CB West Bucks as Oriole picks up 5 yards. 2nd and goal here for the Bucks. Inside handoff to Giacomo, trying to get around the end. North Penn right there to stop him shy of the goal line. Bringing up 3rd and goal from about the 2-yard line. Inside 6 minutes left here in the first quarter. CB West off to the lead 7-0 and posing another threat here for the North Penn Knights defense. Oriole will line up under center with 2 men in his backfield. Oriole handoff to Phil DiGiacomo, gets brought down by the North Penn defense. Nice stance there for North Penn.
That's what you need to do when you're a linebacker such as that. I mean, just get right in there, get right in. Goal line defense is you have all the personnel groups, all the linebackers and secondary right up front. Central Bucks West right now is a little baffled. That's why they're going over to the sideline. I'm sure Mike Carey's going to have a few choice words. Their offensive line's not blocked very well. And it's a shame because they had the momentum there, and they had the momentum with Phil DiGiacomo, but they just weren't there. So defensive line did an excellent job there. Now goal line defense is what Coach Beck's going to go over right now, I think. They're going to say, you know what, get tight in, watch for the pass, of course, which is you always have to do, but they're going to worry more about the short yard run, which is what Central Bucks West is known for.
Timeout called by the Bucks. It'll be 4th and 1 for the CB West Bucks from their own, or from the North Penn Knights 2-yard line. Kelly, CB West called timeout. What do you think their strategy is going to be when they come out here on the field?
Well, Central Bucks West has a tendency to just run it right up the middle, do a little quarterback sneak. But then, again, they have some tricks up their sleeves, I know, giving it a little pass to the back of the end zone, whatever. North Penn just needs to be prepared for anything. Anything's always possible, but especially with goal line.
Calling a timeout, you think they're going for the touchdown?
Yeah, definitely. As you saw the crowd, it is sold out here. There's rumors that there's no more tickets available at one gate. So it's wonderful out here.
4th and 1, CB West going for the touchdown. Handoff to DiGiacomo. North Penn brings him down. It'll be turnover on downs. North Penn will get the ball back. Nice stance by the North Penn seniors. Mike Yeager and Dan Brown leading the way for the Knights defensive unit.
And that's that defensive, the senior leadership that you need. There's juniors, sophomores in there that they don't know what this is like to have the last time, the last chance, and that was the last chance that they would get. Now North Penn just needs to work on getting the ball out. You're not going to see any trickery. You're not going to see anything. They're going to run the ball straight out.
1st and 10 here from the North Penn Knights from their own 3-yard line, so they're pinned back in their defensive zone. After a nice defensive stance by the North Penn Knights defensive unit, Chris Brown under center. Handoff to Kevin Zeblum. Zeblum looking for a hole, picks up a couple yards. Inside about 5 minutes left here in the first quarter as CB West leads 7-0. It'll bring up 2nd and 5, so good overall vision by Kevin Zeblum, just picking up the hole, getting through it, picking up 5 yards. We'll have 2nd and 5 here for the North Penn Knights as Chris Brown will line up under center once again. Kevin Zeblum and Larry Cannon in the backfield. Chris Brown under center. Inside handoff to Larry Cannon. He's met by a couple CB West defenders, brought down for little gain. It'll bring up 3rd and about 5 for the North Penn Knights. Larry Cannon didn't pick up too much there. It'll be 3rd and 6. He actually lost a yard. So Chris Brown will line up in shotgun formation with 5 wideouts once again. We've seen North Penn throw in the early going of this game a couple plays already.
Yeah, 5 wideouts. It's pretty obvious what they might do.
Chris Brown in shotgun formation, drops back looking to pass, fires over the middle to Zeblum. Little in front of him, it'll be an incomplete pass. So North Penn will send their punting unit out onto the field again.
And that's really what you need to be careful of when you're that close to the goal line and things like that, is a pass like that, it could get intercepted more easily. It's harder for your receivers, then to switch back to defense. And that's what's so hard about bringing the ball out. Now North Penn's going to go back and punt. Hopefully they got this, long snap down.
4th and 6 here for the Knights as Dan Brown stands in his own end zone. Will punt the ball away. He gets the punt off, a nice end-over-end punt down to about the 40-yard line. North Penn right there trying to knock him out of bounds. He'll go out of bounds around the 28-yard line. That's Phil DiGiacomo on the punt return. Nice punt by Dan Brown to give the North Penn Knights defense a little breathing room. There you see Phil DiGiacomo, the overall CB West specialist this year. He plays defense and offense. 1st and 10 for the CB West Bucks. Inside 4 minutes left here in the opening quarter. The Bucks lead the Knights 7-0. 1st and 10 for CB West. Mike Oriole will come up under center with 2 running backs in his backfield. 21, Gavin Potter goes in motion. Pitch outside to number 5, James West. North Penn there to stop him. He'll pick up a couple yards. It'll bring up 2nd and about 5 for the CB West Bucks. Yeah. 7-0 is your score as we see number 6, Zach Thomas, coming into the game for the North Penn Knights. He'll replace number 15, Larry Cannon. First action of the night Zach Thomas has seen.
Yeah, now they're going to try and put a little more speedier offense in there. With not that Larry Cannon is not fast, but what you want is a more powerful offense when you've got your fullbacks in there and things like that. Yeager, the power trio, Yeager, Chang, Mahan, or whatever. Now they're going to go for the little more, maybe receiving of such sorts.
There's a flag on the play.
Did you see a flag, Sean?
I saw a flag fly. I'm not quite sure
Versus West.
what it could be called. Sideline violation. So apparently the CB West coaches were going over the 30-yard line now. You're not allowed to do that, and apparently the referees are stepping up and just calling this one right down the middle.
Yeah, North Penn has a backup coach, as they call it, just to make sure that all the players stay behind the line and where they're supposed to be. So Central Bucks West just got a little too excited.
2nd and 6, inside handoff to Phil DiGiacomo. Up close to another CB West first down. It'll be close to another CBWest first down. And there's going to be another official timeout. We'll have a measurement here. Kelly, North Penn Knights defense standing up big on that last drive. And right here we've seen 2 rushing attempts by the Bucks getting close to another North Penn or CBWest first down.
Yeah, you know, North Penn just needs to stop them up front like I've been talking about. They're doing an excellent job so far, fighting the pressure and things like that. You know, North Penn just really needs to keep it up right now.
First down for the Bucks as they convert yet again. It'll be 1st and 10 for CBWest from the North Penn Knights 17-yard line. So the North Penn defense is going to have to step it up big once again as number 76, Bob Welsh, will head out onto the field for the Knights defense. 1st and 10 for the Bucks. Mike Oriole under center. Mike Oriole handoff to number 5, James West, who's brought down by the North Penn defense for a 4-yard gain there by West. 2nd and 6 here for CB West. Close to around 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. Mike Oriole will head back out to his huddle. And he'll line up under center. He's got 2 wideouts out to his left on the 2nd and 6 situation. Oriole drops back looking to pass. Goes out into the flat. The ball is dropped there by number 5, James West, who was wide open in the flat. He just got a little ahead of the ball and fell out of his hand, so it'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, North Penn needs to be careful of that coverage. You know, Gavin, was it Gavin? Who was that?
James West.
James West, I'm sorry. I don't know these guys yet. You know, as you can see right here, James West, as we're going to slow it down, if you see the first North Penn defender was going to get there in time, but he was still going to get the yardage. You kind of want a little more contained, bring him in a little closer.
3rd and 6 here for the CBWest Bucks. From their own 14-yard line, Oriole under center with 3 men in his backfield. He's play action pass, looking around the outside. Ball batted down there by number 57 and number 33 for the North Penn Knights defense.
And that's, you know, Andy McCormick, he almost had that sack. That's, you know, he's even now. In my book, he's cool. No, Andy McCormick, good job of pass. You know, that's what they're trained to do is fight the pressure, fight the pressure. When you hear pass, stick your arm straight up in the air because you know you just are, you got to give the last attempt. So hopefully North Penn can hold him again as we reach 4th down.
4th and 6 here. CB West will be attempting a field goal. Number 12, Andy Bross, to kick the ball from his own 20. Snap is down. Kick is up. It's blocked. North Penn with the field goal block. And Dan Brown smartly falls on the ball. North Penn will get the ball back. Didn't see a number on who got the block, but Andy McCormick was in the backfield once again. There you see Dan Brown just smartly falling on the ball.
Yeah, I think North Penn was a little shocked that they, you know, blocked the kick. As CB West, as we look at it again, it's a little far away to see it, but somebody came flying up at the right time. And as you can see, Central Bucks West was kind of stunned.
Right.
Didn't even know what was happening, and a crowd of North Penn fell in it. Nice job. Let's take it down to the end zone. What do you say?
1st and 10 here for North Penn with 1:33 left in the first quarter. Chris Brown under center from his own 5-yard line. Hand off to Kevin Zeblum. Zeblum looking for a lane. Picks up about 10 yards. North Penn's first productive play on offense. Zeblum close to a North Penn Knights first down, so hopefully North Penn can get something started here with those 2 big plays by the North Penn defense.
And as you can see, Coach Pettine and Coach Beck, the difference right here, they're not really conversing about what the play is. They know. Chris Brown, they have confidence in Chris Brown that he'll know what to do. Basically, they're calling the play still, but from signals, which is extremely different from what Coach Pettine usually does.
1st and 10 here for the Knights. Chris Brown in shotgun formation. Chris Brown will look to pass. He'll fire it over the middle to Zeblum. Kevin Zeblum catches it at the 45. He's going to accelerate down to the 30. Nice pass-catch combo there by number 3, Chris Brown, to number 2, Kevin Zeblum.
But if you look at the speed on Phil DiGiacomo, he was beaten. He was literally beaten. And Kevin Zeblum is not a slow kid. He is a very fast kid, one of the fastest on our team, on North Penn's team. Phil DiGiacomo caught up with him and made a nice play. While Kevin Zeblum tried to pull the little swift move, you know, he did a nice job. Great play right there to get the field down. Now all they need to do is work on what they need, the fundamentals right now. don't get, don't get a false start, don't get offsides. Just stick with the ball and bring it to the end zone.
With about a 50-yard reception there by Kevin Zeblum. He has the ball now down in CBWest territory around the 28-yard line. Nice pass by Chris Brown, just hooked up with Kevin Zeblum in stride. Flags on the play. And by the spot of the penalty, I'm going to say it's going to be a full start here on the North Penn Knights.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely offsides on North Penn. False start, yeah, illegal false start. That's going to bring them back. That's what you need. You need some discipline. If somebody didn't know the snap count, as you can see, Doug Servey kind of pulling his hands up. I think it might have been him that moved. That's just certain things that, no fault to them. They should know these things, but sometimes in the heat of the moment, you go on one instead of two.
The clock is ticking down to about 16 seconds. 1st and 15 here for the Knights. Chris Brown will line up under center with Kevin Zeblum and Larry Cannon in the backfield. Actually, that's Zach Thomas in the backfield for his first carry. Zach Thomas breaks it to the outside and gets brought out of bounds for a nice 7-yard pickup. So on Zach Thomas's first touch of the night, he picks up a good 7 yards to give North Penn a 2nd and 9 situation. That's going to do it for the first quarter of play as CBWest leads the North Penn Knights 7-0. Kelly, pretty successful first quarter there for the Knights. They're down 7 points, but they've had 2 very strong North Penn defenses.
Yeah, they really have, and that's what's most important. Like I said, Sean, defense is going to win this game. That's what's going to win all games usually. You got to keep the ball from the other team. You can't let the other team score. North Penn did a great job. Andy McCormick picking it up, junior. You see powerful performance from him every year. But you know what? Today, you see him picking it up a little bit. All the seniors picking it up a little bit. The punt, a little miscued, little long snap, little nerves. They're out now. They're confident. You can even see it in Chris Brown. Chris Brown in the pocket well, calling the own plays with the no-huddle offense, basically. Getting the signals right. Reading Kevin Zeblum perfectly on that pass. He literally led him. You didn't see Zeblum have to come back at all. You didn't have to see him come for perfect. North Penn, if they can continue on this momentum, continue on, I just see an excellent ball game in the next 3 quarters.
2nd and 9 here for the North Penn Knights. They'll have it from about their 27, or from the CBWest 27-yard line with a fresh 12 minutes left up on the clock here in the second quarter. Chris Brown will return to the field. 2nd and 8 here for the Knights. Chris Brown will come under center for the opening play here of the second quarter. Chris Brown under center. Takes the snap. Pump fakes, looking to throw. Lofts it up to number 2, Kevin Zeblum. Overthrows him a little bit.
Flags were flying, though. Might be holding. I'm not real sure because they kind of flew it once. And that was a little tough call there. Nice pump fake, which didn't get the defender as much. Zeblum kind of had him beat. It was just overthrown a little bit. I expect to see that play again.
As the flags flew, like you said, there you see on the instant replay.
I missed the penalty. Did you see it?
Chris Brown overthrows Kevin Zeblum just a bit.
Just a bit, but you know what? Oh, the flag was waved off.
Picking
okay.
up the flag, so apparently no penalty was called.
I didn't think I saw. Did you see holding?
I did not see anything.
I didn't see holding.
3rd and 8 now for the North Penn Knights as Chris Brown will try to get another 3rd down conversion. Chris Brown will line up in shotgun formation. 5 wideouts for Chris Brown. And they'll go in motion. Janusz Wojda will hop back in the backfield. Chris Brown drops back to pass, looking to pass. Throws it up to number 2, Kevin Zeblum. Just is out of the reach of his hands, and that'll bring up 4th and 8 here for the Knights.
Now, Sean, if you saw where the line of scrimmage was, where the 4th down mark, if you can see it on your TV screen there, Chris Brown, I'd say, went back about 2 or 3 yards and then basically got hit back about 5. He literally landed on the 40-yard line, which, yeah, the 40-yard line, they're on the 30. So, he
Right.
literally, although he did take some steps back, he flew. He really got hit hard, and I think that was the cause of that misdirected pass.
North Penn will be going for it on 4th down here, 4th and 8. Hopefully they can convert on this 4th down conversion. Chris Brown will line up under center. It's one of those situations where you can't kick a field goal, and if you punt it, you might kick it into the end zone for a touchback, so it's safer just to go for the first down. Chris Brown drops back. CB West defender right on top of him. Brown throws it up. Incomplete pass. Nice attempt by number 84, Mark Fisher. It's going to be turnover on downs for CB West. There is a flag down on the field, however. It's going to be on the Knights, so expect CB West to decline the penalty and take possession of the ball. Ineligible receiver downfield on the Knights, so CB West will decline the penalty and take the ball over from their own 27-yard line. Nice play there as you see it again. Quarterback Chris Brown just throws it up to Mark Fisher, who hustles very hard to get back and try to catch the ball. However, due to his hustle, it just fell a little bit short, and it'll be a turnover on downs. 1st and 10 here for the CB West Bucks. Oriole lines up under center. Fran Golden goes in motion. Oriole play action pass. Looks to number 5, James West. Giannis Voida right there to break the play up. It'll be 2nd and 10, CB West. Nice defensive play there by senior leader number 20, Giannis Voida. (7-0) still your score if you're just joining us. 11:35 left here in the first half. CB West scored on a 27-yard scamper by Phil DiGiacomo. As Mike Oriole heads back into the CB West huddle, we'll see number 76, Bob Welsh, enter the game for number 33, Andy McCormick. 2nd and 10 for the Bucks. Mike Oriole lines up under center. He'll pitch it out to number 5, James West, North Penn, right there to knock him down for about a 4-yard gain. It'll bring up 3rd and about 6 for North Penn, or for CB West, I'm sorry. Kelly, we said from the start of this game the North Penn defense would have to stick up, and right now they're doing very well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Central Bucks West is not marching down this field. Like last year, you know, they put the ball, like I said, into Dustin Bacciotti's hands, and basically it just marched down. This time, they got to have some more things in their pocket right now. They need to make sure that they know all things. As you can see, they're going 3 wideouts right now.
3rd and 6 here for the Bucks. Mike Oriole under center, looking to pass. Dan Brown right there. Gets the ball out in the flat to number 6, Phil DiGiacomo. And once again, senior Giannis Voida drags him down for a little gain. So 2 seniors working hand in hand. Dan Brown gets the rush on Mike Oriole. Oriole gets the play off to Phil DiGiacomo in the flat, and senior Giannis Voida is there to drag him down.
Dan Brown had so much, as you can see, that play by Giannis Voida. Dan Brown had so much momentum going in there. Even though the pass got off, it all depends on the release, is how strong that pass is going to get there. Even though it was a strong, good pass, as you take another look at it, you know, it does have some effect on you.
Nice play by Dan Brown, just using his blitz, getting in there as fast as he could, making quarterback Mike Oriole get rid of it. And we'll see number 14, Jim Wibberly, punt his first ball of the day down to about the 40-yard line. Brad Yeagle smartly just lets it go. So inside 10 minutes left here in the first half. North Penn will have the ball from their own 23-yard line as the North Penn defense has another strong stance.
Sean, I'm basically speechless. I mean, they're playing excellent defense, like I've said before. And it's not many times that they take my advice. You know what I'm saying here, Sean?
I got you.
You know, and I'm not saying in any means that I'm always right, but it's like, wow, maybe I've watched too many of these things. But, you know, now the offense needs to turn it up a little bit. Defense builds the momentum. Offense needs to ride on it.
Right.
Defense, you know, that's basically how it needs to go.
1st and 10 here for Chris Brown and the North Penn Knights offense. Inside 10 minutes left here in the second quarter. Chris Brown under center. Play action pass. Chris Brown fires over the middle. Number 81, Doug Servey, for about a 5-yard pickup. So nice play action pass. Chris Brown fakes the handoff to Kevin Zeblum, rolls around to his right, and finds Doug Servey over the middle for a nice 6-yard pickup. 2nd and 4 for the North Penn Knights. The last North Penn offensive drive we saw, they drove down the field, had a big reception to Kevin Zeblin when they got stalled around their 30-yard line. Hopefully they can just keep this one going and get this one in the end zone to tie it up. Chris Brown under center, 2nd and 4 here for the Knights. With Kevin Zeblin, the single back in the backfield. Hand off to Zeblin. Zeblin finds a hole, uses his speed to pick up a North Penn Knights first down. Nice simple play there by the Knights. Just hand it off to Zeblin, let him run in between the guard and tackle hole, picking up a first down. If you're just joining us, CB West leads the North Penn Knights 7-0 on a 27-yard Phil DiGiacomo touchdown run.
Kevin Zeblin found the holes perfectly in that play. Although he, didn't beat the last one, did a nice job there getting the first down.
As you see on the replay, just simple handoff to Zeblin. He goes between his guard and his tackle, picks up a North Penn first down. 1st and 10 from the North Penn 37-yard line. Chris Brown lines up under center. Kevin Zeblin goes in motion. Handoff to number 6, Zach Thomas, who gets brought down for about a 3-yard pickup. Nice play, however, for North Penn, possibly setting up a reverse for later on. They had Kevin Zeblin go in motion and come around behind both the North Penn running backs and fake the reverse, so possibly look for a reverse later on in this game.
And that's what Coach Pettine loves to do, set up scenarios.
Right.
And, he does that so well with the different and the variety of offense that he runs. As the officials take a timeout, you can see, and now they run the clock again, it's such a variety. You never know what's coming at you.
2nd and 7 here for the North Penn Knights. Motion for the North Penn Knights. Chris Brown under center. Hand off to Zeblin. Zeblin looking for a hole. Gets brought down for a 2-yard pickup. Dan Camburn right there for the tackle. Dave Camburn.
That's all right. A lot of Dans, Daves. It's all right.
3rd and 4 for the North Penn Knights.
He's only been a 3-year starter, Sean, for Central Bucks West. It's okay, though.
It's okay.
We'll forgive you this time. Let's just not
Next
get the
time.
3s and the 2s mixed up tonight.
Yeah, I had a rough night the other night. There you
No,
see on
I'm
the
just
replay.
kidding.
Zeblin through the hole, picks up a couple of yards. It'll be 3rd and 3 here for the Knights. Chris Brown under center. Hopefully he can convert on this 3rd down. Kevin Zeblin goes in motion. Fake the reverse once again. Chris Brown throws it to number 90, Ushler. Brian Ushler catches the ball. He's accelerated. Down, touchdown, Knights. Nice play action pass there by Chris Brown. And Kevin Zeblin finds Brian Ushler on the right sideline for a North Penn touchdown. Makes the score 7-6 as tight end Brian Ushler just goes wide open on the sideline.
Sophomore Brian Ussler, nobody expected it, kind of ran a tight end delay. He's always been lined up, been a blocker. Coach Penn snuck him in, did the scenario like we had talked about, Sean, before. The reverse scenario, nobody expected it. That's what you expect from Coach Penn. You can't expect it. That's what you need.
7-6 your score. North Penn behind by 1, as we'll see number 91 go for the extra point. We'll see a flag thrown on the play. A substitution infraction was called on the North Penn Knights, so it'll be backed up 5 yards for Bobby Mancino's extra point kick.
But every Thursday they practice special teams, like I've said before, Sean. They do this scenario. They move it back and back and back. He's also our field goal kicker, so I think he can do this.
Dane Mangel-Spurrier will have the hold for the Knights. The snap is back down. Mancino with the kick up. And good, we've got a tie football game, 7-7 your score between the CB West Bucks and North Penn Knights with 6:50 left here in the 2nd quarter. Kelly, could you ask for much more as we see the replay once again?
No, you can't. As you see, tight end delay a little bit. I don't know whether he was a wide out or not. I did not see the beginning formation. Nobody expected that. They expected the run. Kevin Zeblin, although, everybody can tell it's a fake here. Down there, you might not be able to. You may not go for the fake, but you don't know because you thought it was a run last time.
Exactly.
This time you think it's a run again. Guess what? It's not.
7-7. Now the score here. As you see, a beautiful crowd shot. Like you said, we are sold out here. I'm not seeing an open seat in the crowd. We have fans just lining up down on the track.
And you know what, Sean? I saw a bunch of the senior parents and parents turn around to Coach Penn and just get so excited. They know he's up there. They know he wants to be down there. But, you know, it's his play calling down there. Coach Beck's just his voice right now. You know, he's calling the defense. He's calling the offenses. That was a great job.
7-7 your score with 6:50 left here in the first half as Brian Ushler will kick the ball off for the North Penn Knights. A good kick end over end down to inside the 10-yard line where CB West will take it. North Penn brings him down around the 38-yard line. 7-7 your score.
Okay, now the momentum was used. They carried on it. They went with it. Defense needs to play. You know, it's just 7-7. We got a whole half to go. Defense still needs to play.
1st and 10 here for the CB West Bucks. 6:42 left in the second quarter. Oriole lines up under center. Inside handoff to Phil DiGiacomo, brought down there by number 22, Mike Yeager. It'll bring up 2nd and 7 here for the North Penn or for the CB West Bucks offense. North Penn defense is at a strong outing all night as Zach Thomas and Bob Welsh will enter the defensive unit for the Knights. Mike Oriole lines up under center. Second and 6, inside handoff to DiGiacomo. North Penn there to bring him down. Picks up a couple yards. It should be about a 3rd and 3 situation for the Bucks. Hopefully North Penn can stop him once again on this 3rd down opportunity. Inside 6 minutes left here in the first half. North Penn and CB West tied up at 7 on a Phil DiGiacomo touchdown run and a 62-yard Chris Brown to Brian Ushler touchdown pass. Third and 3 here for the CB West Bucks. North Penn defense going to have to stand up strong yet again. Oriole will line up under center with an I formation in his backfield. Oriole lines up, hands off to number 2. Bob Warden will pick up a CB West first down, so it'll be 1st and 10 for CB West right around the 50-yard line. Nice play call in there by CB West. They just stick with their run game, just keep running it right up the middle.
Yeah, and you know, Central Bucks run game and pass game, they're no weaklings. I mean, to win 54 straight, yeah, you get new players, you rebuild the whole 9 yards. But you know what? They rebuild, you know, very well. They do these things very well. They have a lot of discipline.
1st and 10, inside 5 minutes left here in the first half. Oriole has the ball around the 50-yard line. Hand off to number 2, Bob Warden. North Penn meets him at the line of scrimmage and brings him down. Nice play once again by the North Penn Knights defense. Limits him to only a yard on the carry. 2nd and 9 here for the Bucks. Kelly, what's got to be going through the North Penn Knights defenders right here? They've had 2 big stances already, and they're playing really good out there right now.
You know, I don't think they really know what's going on inside their heads right now. They're just working with this. They're working with the momentum. They're just worrying about the next play. They'll watch it again 8,000 times, I'm sure.
2nd and 8 here for Mike Oriole. Looking to pass. Oriole going around the end. Number 22, Mike Yeager on him. Nice hit by Mike Yeager on the sideline. There was a flag on the play. I believe it will be holding on the Bucks. But Brad Yeagle and Mike Yeager laid a hit on Mike Oriole. Should be a holding call here against the Bucks, and it will be. March them back 10 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 18.
As we see it again.
There you saw that hold just in the right side of your picture.
Good call.
March them back 10 yards. CB West will have the ball.
Mike Yeager looks a little shaken up. I don't know. He's going at that shoulder. His shoulder's been tender ever since sophomore year, but I think he'll be all right. I don't think anything could take anybody out of this game. I know I was talking to athletic trainers, and they said they literally just taped Stan Chang's ankles so much.
Oh, yeah.
I think we're going to have to order more tape. I mean, I seriously think there's going to be a tape shortage now.
2nd and about 15 here for the Bucks. inside, about 4 minutes left here in the first half. Oriole lines up under center, looking to pass. Dan Brown right on top of him. North Penn going to have to pick up the defense. Bill DiGiacomo gets close to a CB West first down. However, Dan Brown did his part. He had number 33. Andy McCormick did his job, got the blitz down, got the hit on Mike Oriole. Mike Oriole luckily found DiGiacomo in the flat to pick up close to another CB West first down.
That was close. You know, they're going to get their sack. I feel it. You know, like last week, Sean?
Exactly.
I told you. Fran Mahan was working on that momentum. He got it. They're working hard. They're going to blitz them. They're going to blitz them nonstop, I think. But they need to make sure they get the fundamentals.
3rd and 2 here for the Bucks. North Penn looking for a strong stance on defense once again. Hand off to number 5, James West, who picks up the Bucks first down. North Penn not easy to let him hit the ground, though. They'll muscle him down to the ground. With 3:11 left here in the second quarter, CB West converts on 3rd down. It'll be 1st and 10 for the CB West Bucks. Kelly, North Penn's not going to hold him every time with the caliber of Bob Warden, James West, and Phil DiGiacomo in the background. You're going to give up first downs every once in a while.
No, you're really not. And, you know, it's okay. This is the type of first down you can give up.
Right.
It's the first down when it's the goal line.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
the goal that you're rushing for. Is not when you give them up.
Bob Warden and Phil DiGiacomo in the backfield. Blitz on once again by McCormick. Gets the ball off to Phil DiGiacomo, trying to get back up over the line of scrimmage. However, Andy McCormick right in the face of Mike Oriole, unable to pull him down. That just shows the leadership of Mike Oriole. He won't be brought down. He'll look and find his receivers in the flat, and his receivers just know to adjust.
And, you know, some quarterbacks will crumble under that pressure. As you can see, Mike Oriole, he was not frantic. He got the pass off. It wasn't even a bad pass.
Right.
But you need to keep that calmness. I see that calmness in Chris Brown every week. Right now, Mike Oriole, that was a very nice play by him. Unfortunately, it was against us,
Right.
but it was a really good play.
There you see DiGiacomo just picking up that 1 yard, but that's an important 1 yard when it's going to be a 10-yard sack. Quarterback going back to pass once again. Finds number 2, Bob Warden, out in the flat. Close to another North Penn or CB West first down. Now, Kelly, just a note for the North Penn defense. We're seeing them get a lot of blitzes down, but it seems like when they run the blitz, there's always a CB West running back out in the flat to pick up the nice, easy catch.
Yeah, you know, they go every week. You practice with the certain blitzes that you know the team can run. North Penn throws in a lot of blitzes at times. Dan Brown, excellent example. Usually can find a sack.
Right.
You know, I mean that's always usually what he's just meant for that position. Andy McCormick there. Now you just need to work on wrapping.
Right.
Mike Oriole's not going to, crumble like some of the other quarterbacks. That's the experience that he holds. Even though, he doesn't have as much experience as some veterans out there, he has the experience to know not to crumble, to just keep going, to know that there's a man out there. And you got to credit, the backs. The backs and the linemen, they keep pushing.
Right.
That's not their set play. Their set play is a pass. They're doing the pass rush. They're doing the pass defense, pushing the, defensive out. They're doing a nice job.
3rd and 5 here for the CB West Bucks. Now, Kelly, just a note for North Penn. Right now, it's 3rd and 5. If they can hold CB West here and get the ball back, there's only a minute and a half left here in this second quarter. They'll have the ball when we come back here in the first half.
Yeah, to have the momentum as they are right now, they need to carry. They need to have a big, even if they don't score, they need the offensive stand right now. They need the defensive stand to carry them. They just can't let Central Bucks West score right now.
With a minute and a half, it would be great to get a turnover, possibly march down, get a score, and then get the ball back in the second
Sean,
half.
you can't ask for too much right
that's
now. But, we need the offensive stand to come out in the second half.
3rd and 5 here for the Bucks. Mike Oriole under center. North Penn needs a strong stance on defense. Oriole lines up as number 21 goes in motion. Oriole looking to pass. Finds number 2 out in the flat. Bob Warden gets around the end and picks up a CB West first down. Zach Thomas smartly knocks him out of bounds with 1:16 left here in the second quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bucks. Unfortunate break there for the North Penn Knights defense. Once again, they had a strong rush on quarterback Mike Oriole, but he finds his running back number 2, Bob Warden, out in the flat. for a nice first down.
I wouldn't call it as unlucky. I just would say they're in a little predicament right now. They need to just work hard now. They just need to get this defensive stand that they have been working so hard at. They can't let Central Bucks West score.
With a minute 16 left here in the first half, Oriole lines up under center. Hand off to number 6 to Giacomo. Carries it through the hole, down inside, close to that goal line. It'll be second and about 2 here for the Bucks with a minute exactly left here in the second quarter. Coach Beck and North Penn looking for a timeout, possibly to conserve some time on the clock so they can get the ball back if CB West were to score here. Second and 2 for the Bucks. North Penn going to need a strong stance on defense.
I think North Penn's also, Coach Beck calls his timeout to, go over some things. Now when I say go over some things, I don't mean teach a new defense.
Right.
I just mean, they need a little, hey, you gotta hold them here.
Right.
Little momentum, little motivation out there. As you see, Coach Berger is the one with the headset. He's the special teams coach. Coach Williams, Jimmy Williams, our answer to our trivia question last week, along with his staff, ball boys there. They're really being Coach Pettine tonight. Coach Penn is ill, as we said before, was diagnosed with pneumonia. I don't know what I was going to say there. Pneumonia. He is here at the game tonight. He's upstairs coaching from the press box on top of the press box. And, basically Coach Berger and Coach Beck are his, eyes and ears right now. But he is there, and his words are being carried, and his plays, they're still there.
Second and 2 here for the Bucks. They can pick up a first down. They'd have to be inside the 2-yard line, however, to get a first down. 55 seconds left here in the first half. As you hear the North Penn crowd just trying to support their defense. They want a big stance here. Hand off to Phil DiGiacomo, who stood up at the line of scrimmage. Good stance there by the North Penn defense. Close to a CB West first down, however. There's going to be an official timeout. We'll have a measurement down on the field. This one's going to be close to a first down for CB West with 47 seconds left on the clock. As they'll bring the chains out onto the field.
Coach Beck kind of started to walk out there. I don't know whether he realized that whose timeout it was. It is the official's timeout. Although we might see him call a timeout. I'm not sure. He's out there, though. He's still out there.
As we get a measurement, it'll be very close.
As you can see him in the bottom right screen.
First down, CB West. First and goal coming up here. So CB West will have 4 downs to punch it in for a touchdown with 47 seconds left on the clock. However, Kelly, now an important factor. CB West has blown all of their timeouts. They lost 2 in the early going into the first quarter, and they just lost 1 a couple minutes ago as we see North Penn call timeout. But that could be an important factor. If North Penn keeps them out of the end zone the first 2 downs or so, the time might run out.
Yeah, North Penn at least wants to have something build the momentum.
Right.
Either they want a big hit, they want to, get the ball back and march it down. They want to do something right now. Coach Beck saying, come on, let's stop them here. Yeah, you may get 4 downs. Let's push them back. That's what they need to do. They're gonna throw in a few blitzes here and there, but they need to play a little conservative. They need to play conservative defense.
Now, Kelly, like we said, despite the fact that we will have the ball in the second half, it would be so much better to go in at halftime at a 7-7 score rather than a 14-7 score.
Oh, definitely. I mean, but, North Penn, as we said, will probably come out with the ball again. They will probably receive, so that momentum will be carried.
There you see Coach Beck leaving the huddle for the North Penn Knights. First and goal here for the Bucks. Mike Oriole lines up under center with Bob Warden and Phil DiGiacomo in the backfield. First and goal, handoff to DiGiacomo, met at the line of scrimmage. He's not in. CB West signaling for a touchdown. No signal from the referees. I don't think he's in. Nice stance by North Penn as the clock ticks down to under 30 seconds left. CB West going to try to run another play. Downs it.
As you can
Flag
see,
on the play. We might have illegal motion here on CB West. This one could be getting knocked back another 5 yards. This one's coming down to the wire here in the first half, looking for the full start called against CB West. That'll knock him back 5 yards. 2nd and 6 will be coming up here for CB West. Kelly, now, while CB West has a lot of seniors out there, do you think they're a little nervous right now? That's why they jumped off sides.
Yeah, I think they're a little nervous, but also I think they didn't realize how fast Oriole was snapping the ball. I think that was just a miscommunication. Also, if you note, even though the false start was called, they replayed the downs.
Right.
And that's a good call right there, because even though it is 2nd down again, it would have been 3rd down with inches to go. I'd rather have 2nd down and 5 yards.
Of course, 2nd and 6 as the clock continues to tick down. 15 seconds left. This might be the final play of the half. Oriole lines up under center, looking to pass. The blitz is on. Nice play there by the North Penn defense. That's going to do it for the first half. Number 31 and number 22, Mike Yeager there to bring down Phil DiGiacomo. We're tied up after 1 half of play. Kelly, can you believe this?
No, Sean, I can't. I mean, it's absolutely, what they need to realize right now is it's the first half. They need to make sure that they play conservatively. They're going to go in with the momentum right now, but they also need to keep this up. They have a whole 2nd half to play. Central Bucks West is a 2nd half team. They need the 2nd half. That's what's going to be the key right now. As you see them exiting, Coach Beck is ecstatic with his defense.
Of course.
That is 3 holds on a 54 straight winning team. There is no doubt in my mind that Coach Beck is proud, but they need...
Right. North Penn Knights with another huge defensive stance. As we're going to see the replay once again. You saw Mike Yeager. Well, first you see McCormick with the blitz on, and there you'll see Mike Yeager just take out number 6, Phil DiGiacomo, to keep him out of the end zone. Going backwards.
They didn't go backwards, but this is it.
DiGiacomo just gets brought down by Phil DiGiacomo.
And that is a huge...
Nice play there by Phil DiGiacomo, but Mike Yeager was there for the stance.
That is a huge play by the senior leadership. It's senior night here at North Penn. It's Central Bucks West. Middle school band night, as you can see. I mean, I'm speechless, Sean. I got it.
One final point before we go to the halftime break. North Penn really opened it up throwing the ball. They had 2 very long pass plays, and that's been the key to the North Penn offense. As you see the North Penn football trivia question, Kelly, why don't you throw it?
Starting in 1932, North Penn and Central Bucks previously played the Thanksgiving game together. What year did these 2 powerhouses stop meeting on Thanksgiving? I'm stumped. I have no idea.
That's our North Penn football trivia question. We'll have the answer to that and the second half of this great CB West Bucks football game between the North Penn Knights. Be sure to come back here for the second half on North Penn Television.
I hang out with a pretty trashy circle, the circle that helps this circle. It starts... I hang out with a pretty trashy circle, the circle that helps this circle. It starts when we recycle trash. It's completed when we buy products made from recycled materials. Check the label for post-consumer recycled content. Buy the highest percentage you can find. Complete the circle.
For your free shopping guide, call 1-800-CALL-EDF.
Welcome back after a great first half. The score is 7-7 between the North Penn Knights and CBWS Bucks in what was an unforgettable first half. Now the halftime show, which will be presented by the middle school bands in band night tonight. We'll let you tune in and just listen to the middle school bands perform.
by John Williams. This piece was written for the 1988 Summer Olympics. I would like to read something now from a recent issue of the North Penn Marching Knights Music Aids Bulletin. Why we teach music. Music is a science. Music is mathematics. Music is language. Music is history. Music is physical education. Music is all of these things and more. But above all, music is art. It allows human beings to take science and techniques and create emotion. This is the one thing that science cannot duplicate. Human feelings and emotions. For the grand finale, under the direction of Marching Knights Band Director Ted Heller, the combined middle school and high school marching bands will perform Irving Berlin's God Bless America.
There you have it for band night from the North Penn Marching Knights director, Ted Heller. Be sure to stay tuned here for the second half of this great CB West North Penn Knights matchup. The score's 7-7. Make sure you come back.
It may not look like it, but you're watching the future of the Earth pass by. Because many of these products are made from materials you've been recycling. But to keep recycling working, you need to buy products that say, made from recycled materials. For all those next in line, it would mean the world to them.
Yes, I am. The question, first half stats. Sounds good. That sounds good. Okay, okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. This game is crazy. This game is crazy. I'm trying. I am trying. I'm not gonna cry. I just want to see a good game. I don't really care who wins. My mic is at a consistent level. My voice is at a fluctuating level. Okay, sounds good. I'm going to be standing up the whole second half, so it might be easier to justify. Yes. Who's that? Got her? Okay. Do you want a headset set up for him, or is he going to hop on Kelly's? Hop her back on? Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I got questions for him. No problem. Yes, I got you. Yes, I heard you. Yes, hold on, sorry, listening. Just writing, but go ahead. Okay. more than 2 questions? What else should I ask? Yeah, I was going to ask that. Let's do this.
Wishing a fond farewell on his last day as North Penn High School principal to Dr. Vincent F. Cotter.
Oh, if we win, he does it. If we lose, he doesn't. Mr. Gilmer. So we're doing talk about the first half, then you're doing this. You're okay. Okay, we're doing trivia, then first half stats, then the big play on defense. Trivia, first half stats, big play on defense. Dr. Cotter. Should I leave the chair there, or should I slide it back there until he asks us to use that? Just leave it there. Yeah, I don't know how I'll be. If it's a closed half, I'm going to be standing the whole time. Let's do this. What? What time is it? Kelly is walking up. She's about 5 steps off. Kelly, pick it up. She's in the press box. Hello and welcome back. The score is 7-7 between the North Penn Knights and CB West Bucks. Kelly, how about you review the trivia question with us before we get underway?
All right. The trivia question was, of course, starting in 1932, North Penn and Central Bucks previously played the Thanksgiving game together. What year did these two powerhouses stop meeting on Thanksgiving? And the answer is, I have no idea. I'm going to say 1950. Oh, 1960. 18 years old. I was close. North Penn and Central Bucks stopped playing each other on the traditional Thanksgiving game. North Penn won 27-7.
Now, Kelly, tonight it's going to be Dr. Cotter's last game ever as the principal at North Penn High School. What do you think's going through his head right now?
Well, you know, right now he's just saying, let's end this with a bang. He's always wanted North Penn. He's always been a big supporter of everything here at North Penn, especially football. And he's just doing wonderful as we see this kickoff.
Number 12, Andy Bross, to kick the ball off for the CB West Bucks to start this one off in the second half. Long end-over-end kick, short to about the 30-yard line, goes out of bounds. North Penn possession from about the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, North Penn Knights. There you see first half stats.
3 first downs for North Penn, 8 for Central Bucks West. Each only have 7 points. Excellent. Pass yards, look at that. North Penn 113-40. Rush yards, little on the lacking side for North Penn, 35-126. Total yards, we're right in there with Central Bucks West. Turnovers, none. Hopefully that'll stay the same for North Penn. Third down conversion, 1 for 4. Central Bucks West, 5 for 8. North Penn really needs to get that up as we start the second half.
Great first half stats for both teams. Chris Brown lines up under center. Handoff to Kevin Zeblum, who gets met at the line of scrimmage for the first play of the second half. Gets knocked down for about a yard loss as a CB West player is on the ground, a little shaken up after the play. It'll bring up a 2nd and 11. North Penn coming off a great first half, possibly one of the best first halves they've had all season.
Yeah, they really did. They came out strong. Usually you see this in the second half. As we noted, North Penn has been a second half team. Hopefully they can keep it up. That's what you need, is the momentum in the second half. Central Bucks West also is a second half team as well. I mean, people still say that about Central Bucks West. Last week, 16-0, they were leading Pennsbury. At the ending score was something like 30, 40. It was up there, let me tell you. I mean, they did not stop scoring. They know what they have to do. They have a job out there, just like North Penn. They have a job to win. But, Central Bucks West is a little more successful than North Penn, but North Penn wants it, just as bad. 2nd
and 10 for Chris Brown and the North Penn Knights offense as they're going to try to get something started here in their first possession of the second half. Chris Brown lines up in shotgun formation with Mark Fisher and Kevin Zeblum as his wideouts out to his right. 11 and a half left here in the third quarter. Chris Brown in shotgun formation. Snap back, Chris Brown looking over the middle to Zeblum, just misses him. Little overthrown, otherwise that's a beautiful play to Kevin Zeblum. North Penn has had a great first half, not only on offense, Kelly, but defense like we've talked about. Their defense came up big a couple times, and the major play that they came up on was that final series of downs for CB West. They stopped them down at their goal line.
Defense has been unbelievable in this game. Stopping it, just as we look at these stops right here, just a few of them. I mean, I believe this was a third down conversion right here. Oh, this was the final play, of the half. Mike Yeager, tremendous passing coverage right there. That is what a linebacker is supposed to do. Great job. I mean, you can't ask for any more stops than that. Hopefully they can continue.
3rd and 10 for the Knights as North Penn looks to convert. Chris Brown under center. Giannis Wojtek goes in motion to the left. Chris Brown tries to get around the right end, gets brought down by number 32, Adam Scholl. So Chris Brown and the North Penn Knights offense line up all their receivers to the left, hoping to free up this right side. Chris Brown tries the quarterback keeper around the right side and gets just brought down by number 33.
Coach Beck obviously frustrated with it. As you see, Coach Berger goes over to Chris Brown and they put on the headset. I don't know what happened there, but it forced North Penn to punt. So hopefully defense will produce another big play.
Punt back to Dan Brown, gets the punt off. Nice punt down. Bouncing punt goes out of bounds around the 35-yard line. So Dan Brown does his job, gets the punt off, and it goes out of bounds to limit the CB West punt return. It'll bring up a CB West first offensive possession here in the second half. 1st and 10 CB West from about their 34-yard line.
Now defense went in confident. They can't come out cocky. I mean, there is a fine line between overly confident and confident. North Penn needs to come out confident. They're still kind of an underdog. Central Bucks West is a second half team.
Right.
They come out powerful in the second half. They need to hold their line.
1st and 10 here for the Bucks. Handoff to number 5, James West, who gets around the end. James West using his speed to pick up a CB West first down around the right end, down into North Penn territory around the 48-yard line. So CB West comes out on their first play. They give it to speedster James West, who just runs around the right end and picks up a CB West first down.
Like I said, not that I'm in any way calling North Penn cocky or Central Bucks West cocky. They both need to come out confident in what they are.
Right. 1st and 10 here for the Bucks. Coach Beck calling for a timeout. He doesn't get it. Inside handoffs. Flags on the play. Luckily for the Knights, Coach Beck wanted a timeout. And to the Knights' avail, there will be flags on the play, and it looks like it's going to be a full start on the Bucks.
I think the Bucks kind of thought that North Penn had called. Yes, it will be against the Bucks, so that'll push them back about 5 yards. They really did want a timeout. I think they wanted to kind of change the defense or something.
Good break there, however, for the Knights. CB West had to run up the middle. They didn't even touch him. He went right through the middle. I'm not quite sure if there were whistles going down on the play, that's what the defenders heard. But it'll be 1st and 15 here for the CB West Bucks nonetheless. Handoff to number 5, James West, who gets around the right end. North Penn just going to have to try and wrap up their tackles there. 2 missed tackles. James West picks up another CB West first down.
I think it was almost like North Penn blocked itself. Literally, they kind of ran what is like in basketball, like a screen, hit the wrong player, and unfortunately, could not make the tackle.
It'll bring up 1st and 10 for CB West as they're driving down on their first offensive drive with about 10 minutes left here in the third quarter. Score remains 7-7. 1st and 10 for CB West. Mike Oriole will line up under center with 3 wideouts out to his right. They'll pitch it off to number 6, Phil DiGiacomo, number 93. He's right there for the tackle. Nice play there by the North Penn Knights defense.
Nice play by Andy McCormick there on the sack.
Sorry, that was 33, not 93.
I don't think we have a 90. Sean, we don't even have a 93.
33, Andy McCormick just getting a big play, knocks him back 5 yards. 2nd and 15. As you see again, Andy McCormick just explosive off the ball.
I see why it's 93, but, or you think that it's 93?
It's 93 and 9. You can mix them up. I'm not the best numbers guy in the world. 2nd and 15 for the Bucks. Oriole looking out to his right. Finds number 2, drops it. Bob Warden was open in the flat with Janusz Wojda behind him. Possibly Bob Warden heard Janus's footsteps and just lost concentration of the ball.
And that's one thing that coaches teach. Catch with your hands, not with your body. What Bob Warden tried to do. Is his name Bob Warden? Yes, his name is Bob Warden. Yes. Okay, he tried to catch with his body. Bring it in. What you do is you catch first and then bring it in.
3rd and 15 here for the Bucks as the North Penn defense will need another good stance. As Dan Brown, the senior linebacker, will come in.
I don't know, we could see some blitzes here.
As you hear a North Penn chant of defense, this is the most enthusiastic I've heard the North Penn defense all year, or North Penn fans all year, cheering their defense on. 3rd and 15, Oriole under center, looking to pass. Fires over the middle, incomplete pass. It's going to bring up 4th and 15. Nice stance by the North Penn defense. Number 85, Ryan Knowlton, was there to break up the pass.
Now, Sean, this is a very tough call for Central Bucks West. They're too far away unless they have, Jason Elon from Denver Broncos on their team. It's too far for a field goal, but it's almost too short for a punt. You have to go for it in this scenario. It's not giving up the greatest field position, but it's also on the 40-yard line, which is tough.
Not quite sure what CB West will elect to do. It's 4th and 15. It looks like they're going to punt it away.
Watch for the fake punt here. This is the type of play that they produce.
Right. Jim Wibberly to punt the ball away for the Bucks. He gets the punt off down to number 13, Brad Yankel. Brad Yankel smartly lets it bounce, goes inside. Nice play there by number 21, Gavin Potter to get on the ball, down the ball inside the North Penn Knights 5-yard line. So on North Penn's second possession of the second half, they're going to be pinned back deep in their zone.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there. Brad Yeagle, you know, if he fair catches it, he sees two guys coming at him, knocking the ball out into the Central Bucks West territory. But if he lets it bounce, it could have a possibility of going back into the end zone and bringing it out for a touchback. That's a tough call right there. With the lights, with the excitement, you know, good conservative call. Now North Penn needs to bring the ball out. They're in tough territory right now. They're in Central Bucks West territory, which is never a good sign.
1st and 10 for the Knights from their own 3-yard line. Chris Brown lines up under center with Kevin Zeblum in the backfield. Chris Brown going to try to march his Knights down the field. Chris Brown handoff to Zeblum. Zeblum trying to get around the end. Zeblum finds some holes, picks the ball up, and fumbles it. Fortunately for the Knights, it goes out of bounds.
That's a key right now. Turnovers are going to be huge in this half right now, Sean. I mean, you can't give up the turnover. We see it come back every time to haunt them, and you just need, you know, you need to play conservative, but you need to pick it out. As we see this play again from sideline view, you know, he does a good job of getting out. Number 5, I believe, is James West does a good job there. I think it's 5, coming around and stripping the ball. Kevin Zeblum needs to protect the ball, but it's tough. I mean, you want the speed and things like that. It was just a lucky hit, and luckily he was close enough to the sideline.
2nd and 2 here for the North Penn Knights. Chris Brown gets his team, or Kevin Zeblum gets his team out to the 11-yard line. Chris Brown under center once again. Reverse handoff to number 20, Giannis Wood, a CB West not fooled. That's North Penn's patented play. You line up the running back to the right and you counter back left, but CB West was not fooled.
Well, now it's 3rd down. Now, you know, you need the 1st down. That's, you know, as Coach Beck, we see, looks up to Coach Pettine and says, now what do you want? You know, I mean, now you're in a little bit of a predicament. You know, you are close to Central Bucks West end zone. I mean, you don't want them to score. You're on your offensive drive. You need to get the ball out and for a 1st down right now.
3rd and 7 here for the North Penn Knights as Chris Brown will try to convert the 3rd down conversion. Chris Brown lines up with Kevin Zeblum lined up wide right. Chris Brown will take the snap, or Kevin Zeblum goes in motion. Inside handoff to number 6, Zach Thomas. They get to about the 9-yard line. That's going to be short of a 1st down, and the North Penn Knights will be forced to punt the ball away.
Now, Dan Brown and the punt squad needs to be very smart. They're going to have to, I think, line up almost in the end zone or very close to it. I don't think Coach Patton's going to pull anything out of his sleeve with the fake punt like we saw before. I think we're just going to have to go with it.
Dan Brown lines up in his own end zone for the 2nd time tonight. Punt, snap back, perfect. Nice punt by Dan Brown. He booms it out over the 50. That's a live ball. Dane Mangel-Spurrier down on the ball. North Penn Knights possession. The CB West return man dropped the ball, and the ball kept going. Dane Mangel-Spurrier on his horse to get down there and force the fumble. That could be a key turning point in the game. Don't forget that play.
Yeah, Dan Brown, excellent punt. That's a tough punt to make with the pressure that you have right now. But with, you know, the force that they have right now, they're in perfect position to score. They need this momentum right now. Defense didn't come through all the way. As we look at this punt again, Dan Brown is in the end zone. A bomb of a punt. They did not expect that. As you see, the return man has to go backward. Hits him there. Still bobbling. He has control. Then Dane Mangel-Spurrier hits the guy. Perfect. Gets the ball.
Chris Brown has it. Play action pass. Fires over the middle. Incomplete pass intended for number 81, Doug Servey. However, going back to that punt, great hustle by Dane Mangel-Spurrier. Yes, he's the backup quarterback, but he is a very important aspect to the special teams. He holds the kicks, and right there, he causes that big turnover.
Yeah, and as you remember, I mean, last 2 years ago, it came down to 1 point. Those holders are important. You know, those, we're going to watch this punt one more time. As you see, bobbles there. He touches the ball, and there, Dane Mangel-Spurrier hits the man to make sure he gets down and recovers the ball. North Penn needs to score on this drive.
Chris Brown lines up under center. 2nd and 10 for the North Penn Knights. Chris Brown, good hard snap. Handoff to Zeblum. Zeblum tries to accelerate around the end and picks up a good 8 yards on the carry. It'll be 3rd and about 2 for the North Penn Knights, who have clinched the momentum here in the second half so far. However, Kelly, like you said, since the start of the second half. Just keep the cockiness down. Just go one play at a
You
time.
got to be confident. You got to look at every play. You got to forget the play in the past and look towards the future, but also stay in the present. They can't be thinking about anything else now but this drive. As we see, with 6:42 left in this third quarter, anything is possible.
3rd and 3 here for the Knights with 6 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. Chris Brown under center. Dan Brown and Larry Cannon in the backfield. Good hard snap to Dan Brown. Dan Brown breaking it up close to a North Penn Knights first down. This one should call for a measurement. However, another thing to point out, not sure if you viewers at home saw it, Chris Brown had CB West hands on his ankles from the snap. He tossed the ball to Dan Brown, who smartly just ran it up the middle.
Yeah, as we see this play one more time, he literally gets tripped up. I mean, that is a cautious play right there. You don't really want to take, if that play had happened in Central West territory, there's no way that play would have worked. This play, wonderful job. I mean, they blitzed from the beginning. Offensive line, either Dan Chang did not get the good push on it, they blitzed. I'm not sure who it was that tripped him up, but
Inches left. It'll bring up 4th and inches for the North Penn Knights. Kelly, what do you do? Do you go for it here? Just run a quarterback sneak up the middle, or what do you do?
Well, you got to go with something that you're confident in. As you see, Bob Welsh, Kevin Zeblum, and Brian Usher, you're not looking to score on this play.
Right.
You need the first down. This is so key in the game.
Chris Brown comes onto the play. They're going for it as the North Penn fans try to get into this one. Give their Knights some support. 4th and inches for the North Penn Knights. Chris Brown calls timeout. Give the Bucks defense a little time to think of it.
Now, as you can see, I don't know whether our viewers at home could see it, but, as the crowd elevated, Coach Rosenberger kind of calmed them down. Chris Brown needs to be able to hear and think. They need to be able to concentrate. While it's so important for them to keep the momentum, they need to think smart. They need to, keep clear-headed, not get wrapped up in what's going on around them. Although most will admit they never even hear anything that's going around. But, they're trying to just keep it down. Defense is when you want to make the noise. Offense, make it after the snap.
Say that. You're the home team. Let the home crowd work in the home team's favor. 4th and inches here for the North Penn Knights. They're called their first timeout in the second half. As Coach Beck is talking to his team, just going to try to motivate them, give them that power just to knock it forward, get the easy first down. There you see a crowd shot. Just all the fans are getting into this one right now. And how can't you with a 7-7 score against a team who's had seasons and seasons of unbeaten records?
Yeah, you can't help but get into this game.
With 6 minutes and 1 second left here in the third quarter, North Penn looking to convert on 4th down, and they'll go back out onto the field as the North Penn crowd supports them. Chris Brown will line up under center with Janusz Wojda and Larry Cannon in the backfield as the team tries to calm down the crowd. Let Chris Brown in the offense just hear a little bit. Motion on the play. Chris Brown under center. Chris Brown trying to draw the players off. He goes forward. That should be an easy North Penn Knights first down. Nice play calling there by Coach Beck and Coach Pettine, who I'm sure had a little bit to say about that play.
I don't know whether they're going to call for a measurement here. It's still close. Nice play. Offensive line got right in there. Ran basically behind Danny Chang.
First down, North Penn Knights. Their drive will keep intact. 1st and 10 from the CB West 19. Kelly, can you believe what we're seeing right now?
No, I really can't, Sean. I mean, it's amazing to think that it's so close right now, and North Penn has 4 more downs to try and get this ball in the end zone. They have really nice field position. They just need to play smart football.
Chris Brown will line up under center with Kevin Zeblum and Larry Cannon in his backfield. Chris Brown, good hard count. Handoff to Zeblum. Zeblum around the left tackle, picks up a good 6 or 7 yards on the carry. So North Penn just continues to pound the ball with Kevin Zeblum, Zach Thomas, Larry Cannon, Dan Brown. Just keep running right at the CB West front 4. It'll be 2nd and about 5 for the North Penn Knights. Little over 5 minutes left here in the third quarter. This one's far from being over. Don't leave us. 7-7 your score. DeGiacomo and Ushler, your 2 touchdown scorers. Chris Brown lines up under center. Zeblum and Cannon in his backfield once again. 2nd and 5. Hand off to Zeblum, looking for a hole, spinning off a couple CB West defenders, getting up to about the 10, 11 yard line or so. It'll be about 3rd and 3 here for the Knights. As there's a North Penn player down on the field, number 64, Matt Matusik.
No, that's Brian Grimison.
84?
Oh, is it 84?
Can't really tell if it's 84 or 64. If it's 84, it's Mark Fisher, which would not be a good sign for the Knights. Trying to see a number.
If it's 64, it's not good sign for the Knights, because that's number usually 65, Brian Grimison. And
can't quite see who it is right now. However, whoever it is, an injury could be very crucial to the North Penn Knights offense. We'll try and see a number on the replay here on the very simple run by Kevin Zeblum, looking at an offensive lineman on the play. Not quite sure who it is. If you can see it here, there's a lot going on under the pile. You really can't pick up too much there. You'll see there on Kevin Zeblum's legs, number 84, Mark Fisher might be the injured Knight. Yes, it is Mark Fisher.
Matt, as you saw, he is okay, and he wanted to go back into the huddle. It is a rule. It's number 84, Mark Fisher, I believe, unless that's a 6.
It looks like a 6, but there's no 64 on our...
No, 64 is Brian Grimison. 65 he did not wear tonight because we could not find it. I know that for a fact.
So Brian Grimison, the injured Knight. And North Penn will be forced to call a timeout, their second of the second half. So that might be very important as we get later on into the 3rd and 4th quarter. They've already wasted 2 of their timeouts. But Kelly, that could be very important for the North Penn Knights offensive line. If Brian Grimison cannot come back in the game, he's a very strong leader in there. He's a junior, and he's a good, strong left tackle.
Yeah, he is. And, usually tackles you run, you need to worry about the ends and things like that. Hopefully North Penn will be able to, regroup, as I see number 74, although it's DJ Akintoy, but I'm not sure that was DJ because I saw some changing involved. They were switching jerseys and things were flying, so I don't know who it is right now. It's number 74. I can tell you that guaranteed. I don't know who the person is that's wearing number 74 right now.
4 minutes and 27 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. It'll be 3rd and 2 for the North Penn Knights on the CB West 11 score, 7-7. Still in this very, very close game. Kelly, for all those people who said this is going to be a blowout, CB West was favored by 22 points in the newspapers today. This is just an amazing turnaround.
Yeah, and as I said, Central Bucks West scores most of their points late. But they also score on, first teams that are exhausted.
Right.
And North Penn really needs to keep up, their stamina right now. That's what they need is, stamina and such things.
Chris Brown lines up under center for 3rd and 2, trying to convert the 3rd down conversion. Kevin Zeblum, the single back in the backfield. Looking for motion. Kevin Zeblum, there's flags on the play. That's going to be a flag on Kevin Zeblum. He moved early, whereas Kevin Zeblum, he's the tailback. He can reset and not be called on the flag, but Kevin Zeblum never reset, and that's going to be where those flags are going to come in on, and they'll be knocked back 5 yards.
Chris Brown is very discouraged, and what he needs to do is just keep up. He seems to be also maybe hurt. He got pretty much clobbered on that play. I don't know whether it's frustration or injury right now. He just needs to regroup. He's got to lead this offense. It doesn't matter how old you are. The quarterback has to know everything about the offense, and he needs to keep it up right now.
This should bring up a 3rd and 7 for the North Penn Knights. As Chris Brown talks to Coach Beck on the sideline, as we see number 64, Brian Grimison, come back in the game for the Knights. That's a very good sign for them. There you see Chris Brown just talking to Coach Beck, trying to get him settled down, just send him back in as we go over the penalty once again. It'll be declined, so it'll bring up 4th down for the North Penn Knights. It'll be 4th and 10. Actually, I'm sorry, that will be accepted but it will be a loss of down for the North Penn Knights. So it'll be 4th and 7 for the Knights from the CB West 11. CB West 16, I'm sorry.
Don't count North Penn out right now. It's just 7 yards, and even though that is a lot right now versus Central Bucks West, they're quite capable.
And we're still in the third quarter. We got a whole quarter left to play. 4th and 7 here for the Knights as the fans get into this one. Chris Brown in shotgun formation. Kevin Zeblum goes in motion. Back to Chris Brown. Fires over to Zeblum, just a little too far to the left. Incomplete pass. It'll be 1st and 10 for the CB West Bucks. Go in the other direction.
Now, North Penn can't get discouraged. They need to play defense. Just because they didn't score does not mean they're out of it. Yeah, they had momentum with the punt and the recovery and the fumble. They need another one. They need to keep going as we see this play again.
Chris Brown just rolls to his left, fires over to Zeblum, and just fired about 4 or 5 yards, just too far to Zeblum's left. There was no way he was really going to catch up to it. 1st and 10 for the CB West Bucks. Handoff inside North Penn right there. Gives up a couple yards. James West there on the carry. You'll see number 33, Andy McCormick, in on the tackle. Andy McCormick stepping up big tonight. Andy McCormick's a junior, and he's just playing one of the best games I've ever seen him play. He's in the backfield almost every single play, and he's there for the tackle every single play.
Yeah, he's really stepped up tonight. He's done a great job.
2nd and 5 here for the Bucks. 3:45 and counting left here in the third quarter. Oriole pitches it outside to number 5, James West, who's brought down short of the first down, so it'll be 3rd and about 2 for the Bucks.
Sean, I noticed that Central Bucks West has an incredible blocking system. It really, the run starts, of course, with the snap and things like that to the quarterback, but they always seem to block in the right way, block the right, tempo and time and everything. Their timing is really excellent. I mean, that's a really credit to Central Bucks West program. They really encourage discipline of those sort of things.
And that's what's important. The offense starts with the offensive line, and if they can get their blocks down, the running backs have nothing to do but fill the holes. There's going to be a measurement out on the field. Close to a first down, inches short, so it'll be 3rd and inches for the Bucks. North Penn defense going to have to come up big once again. Try to stop CB West from getting the first down. With 3 minutes and 24 seconds left here in the third quarter. We got a full quarter left to play. This game's going to come down to the wire the way we've seen so far. 3rd and short for the Bucks as Mike Oriole will come out to the line of scrimmage for the Bucks. Third and short for CB West. Inside handoff to Giacomo. He picks up a first down and a little bit more. Down to about the CB West 35-yard line. So 1st and 10 here for the CB West Bucks.
Now, Sean, I don't know whether our viewers could see that from their angle, but Larry Cannon just totally, I don't know what you'd call it. Gavin Potter, number 21, hit the ground and lost his helmet. I mean, he hit him so hard. I don't think it was like a fight or any unsportsmanlike conduct of that sort. I think it was just two guys going at it so hard, and it was an excellent hit.
1st and 10 here for the CB West Bucks on that 3rd down conversion. Oriole lines up under center. North Penn looking for a strong stance from their defense once again. Motion to the right. North Penn, CB West looking to pass. Throws the ball. Good stance by North Penn. They're in Mike Oriole's face. Not letting him find an open receiver. 2nd and 10 for the Bucks. Kelly, this is going to be where North Penn's going to have to step it up on their defense.
Yeah, they really do need to start, or step it up. I was going to say start. They've started. I mean, they're doing an excellent job. They just need to finish, things like that.
2nd and 10 here for the Bucks with 2:48 left in the third quarter. 7-7 still your score between the Knights and Bucks. Mike Oriole lines up under center. Hand off to number 2, Bob Warden, who's brought down short of a first down. It'll be 3rd and 3 for the Bucks. CB West very close to another first down. It's actually closer than I thought. It'll be about 3rd and maybe a yard. So North Penn just going to have to stand up once again, strong on defense, shut down the CB West Bucks offense. As Oriole lines up once again, now from around the 44-yard line. Oriole lines up. Player goes in motion, number 21, inside handoff. Close to a first down. By the spot of the referee, it looks like it'll be a CB West first down. Phil DiGiacomo picks up another CB West first down on that previous carry. With the 3rd and 2 situation, smart play calling by the Bucks coach. Just give it to their leader, Phil DiGiacomo, run it through the middle like you see. Just give DiGiacomo a nice little handoff right through the guard tackle hole and just give him the easy 3-yard pickup. 1st and 10, CB West. Mike Oriole lines up under center. Wide out to his left. Oriole with the handoff to number 2, Bob Warden. North Penn meets him at the line of scrimmage. He only gets 3 yards on the carry. North Penn defense stepping it up big yet again. About a minute and a half left here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 7, CB West. As both teams are in their huddle right now, score still 7-7 if you're just joining us. And what's been a truly memorable game, CB West calls a timeout. That'll be their first of the half. Now, Kelly, you and I, both seniors, we've never really seen a game like this between North Penn and CB West in our 3-year high school career.
Well, the rain game, 2 years ago was a big, 1-point game, very close, very exciting. But Central Bucks West was quite the powerhouse. It was the father-son. It was the first one. It was raining. It was a typhoon out here. It was just not fun. I don't know about you, but and this game, there's no father-son. Coach Pettine, Junior almost didn't make it to this game. It was questionable all day today. And, they're just doing an excellent job. You're seeing good football. You're not seeing one domination over another. You're seeing good plays, smart plays, and it needs to continue. It can't stop for this minute 16 in this 3rd quarter and another 12 minutes. There's 13 and a half minutes left in this game, and there needs to be 13 and a half minutes of hard, all-out football.
Very good point. 2nd and 7 here for the Bucks after spending their first time out of the 2nd half. 1:16 left here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 7. Oriole lines up under center. North Penn looks for a big stop here. Hand off to DiGiacomo in the middle. Flags on the play in the area of a holding call. DiGiacomo does pick up the first down, but I'm pretty sure the flag will nullify that. Holding called against CB West. It'll be knocked back 10 yards. Bringing up 2nd and 17 here for the Bucks.
Obviously, that pleases the crowd as we see many parents standing up, pushing Central Bucks West back if they could. Was it a holding call?
It was holding, 10-yard penalty for the CB West Bucks. March them back 10 yards.
So, nice play. There's not a lot North Penn can do on the drive. If there had been no holding call, that would have been a tough, field position. They would have had the momentum. They would have had close, or if not, even the first down. And now, North Penn at its advantage. It's still 2nd down. It's about 2nd and 13, 14 to go. They need to step up their defense right now.
That's going to be a 5-yard holding penalty against the CB West Bucks. Mike Oriole lines up under center. 2nd and 13. Oriole looking to throw. Fires over the middle. Intercepted, number 12, Kyle Smith, going the other direction. Kyle Smith, the strong safety, just gets in front of the CB West receiver, picks it off, and returns it down inside North Penn territory. Nice play by senior Kyle Smith.
Kyle Smith read that pass from the moment it left Oriole's hands. You could see his eyes. He covered that pass perfectly. That is a credit to the coaches right there. You need to just back up. You need to watch it. Watch the ball, not lose your man. He saw it from the beginning. An excellent play. Hopefully North Penn can take advantage as they pretty much start where Central Bucks left off.
1st and 10 for North Penn, where in a game that the North Penn defense has just not given up. They come out play after play. There you see just Kyle Smith jumping in front of the CB West receiver, intercepting the ball, taking it back into North Penn territory. First and 10 Knights. Play action pass. Chris Brown looking for a receiver. Goes over the middle to number 81, Doug Servey, who goes in and out of his hands. Nice play organization, though, for the Knights. Play action pass. Fake it to Zeblum. Look down the field to Servey.
Now, Sean, with 51 seconds left in the quarter, they have their time advantage.
Right.
What you also need to think about is, yes, there's 12 minutes left. They're playing excellent defense. They need to keep it up, but they also need to get the ball in the end zone. And then they have 12 minutes to keep Central Bucks West out of the end zone and out of scoring range. They need to work on offense now while keeping in mind, don't push aside defense so much for the offense.
Under a minute left here in the third quarter. Doug Servey lines out wide right. Chris Brown under center, 2nd and 10, North Penn Knights. Zeblum goes in motion. Chris Brown under center, play action pass once again, looking downfield. Goes over the middle to number 6, Zach Thomas, just out of his reach. Incomplete pass.
That's a tough call for the official to make. They're going up. There could have been some contact. There's always usually contact in a pass like that. It's always a tough call for an official to make. It wasn't blatant as we see this play again. Nice play action pass there.
Contact.
There was a little contact, but once the ball, it's always tough.
That's one of those iffy calls.
Yeah, it's an iffy call. It's a good thing that they didn't call it, but it's also, it could have worked in our favor. But, it's always tough to tell. And it depends on where the ref is standing at the time. No criticism to them because their job is tough, but that's a tough call right there.
3rd and 10 here for the Knights. 46 seconds left here in the third quarter. North Penn most likely passing. Chris Brown lines up in shotgun formation with 3 wideouts out to his right. Chris Brown drops back looking to throw. Fires over the middle. Incomplete pass as Chris Brown gets leveled after he releases the ball. 4th and 10 for the Knights. As Chris Brown lays around midfield, he gets up slowly.
Chris Brown has been hampered by a shoulder injury a little bit. It was a little bothering him, but that's expected with a quarterback of this late in the season. He's taken some hard hits. If you look at his uniform, it's frustration, it's hurt, it's exhaustion right now.
4th and 10 here for the Knights. Dan Brown will be punting the ball away for the Knights. Another nice punt down inside the 20-yard line where CB West will take it. Number 6, Phil DiGiacomo gets drug out of bounds there by who else? Number 33, Andy McCormick.
As we see Chris Brown there on the sideline, just sitting down, he just needs to relax. I'm not sure if they're concentrating on his shoulder, his arm or whatever. It just seems to be something, that's bothering him. It could just be frustration. He wants his team to win. He's worked so hard. Dean and Chris were working very hard. Number 8, Dane Mangelsbury and Chris Brown working hard at competition for this.
First
quarterback
and
spot.
10 for the CB West Bucks. Handoff to number 5, James West, who stood up at the line of scrimmage, picks up a couple yards. Now, Kelly, Chris Brown better than I do. That's his left arm. Is that his throwing arm or is his right arm his throwing arm?
I believe it's his right. See, now you got me thinking, Sean. I believe it's his right arm. That's his throwing arm.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that. But, yeah, he is, I believe, a right-handed thrower. But it doesn't matter. If it's hampered, it still hurts. He could get driven into the ground.
Pitched around to the left end. North Penn defense is there to stop it for a 2-yard loss. 3rd and 10 coming up here for the Bucks.
Sean, you can't say much more. Look at the field position they are in right now. They're, at the 25-yard line. We're coming into the fourth quarter as it is, wind down, 12 minutes left. There's 12 minutes of action-filled football right here. There is no doubt about it. Defense needs to keep going. There's no doubt in my mind. They need to keep going. Offense needs to put the ball in the end zone. They need to start calling not smart plays, but just, thinking plays and things like that. They just need to stick with their game plan.
At the end of the third quarter, North Penn is tied with CB West 7-7 in the final regular season game of what is a couple of those seniors' final game.
And it really is. And, it's, of course, you say you always have Thanksgiving, and, that's always in the back of their mind. But you know what? Central Bucks West has been a rival for 3 years.
Yep.
You come into North Penn football knowing about Central Bucks West. It doesn't matter who you are. And to be this close is a credit to the seniors' hard work. You know, everybody said they're going to go in and get crushed. Everybody has doubted, you know, the senior leadership. Earlier this year, we've been saying it all year, Sean. You know, senior leadership has not been, you know, everything that it should be. They're proving it tonight. Senior, junior, sophomore, coaches' leadership, everything is being played out. They said they're not leaving anything to, you know, for next week. They're putting it all out on this game.
3rd and 10 here for the CB West Bucks as the start of the 4th quarter starts. Let's just take a deep breath. Let's get this over with. Well, not let's get this over with. But Mike Oriole lines up under center. 3rd and 10. Oriole drops back, rushes on by Dan Brown, fires over the middle, incomplete pass. 4th and 10 coming up for the Bucks.
There's no doubt in my mind. I don't think Coach Carey of Central Bucks West is going to go for this. I think they're going to, they're going to bring the punt squad out. I mean, that's what you got to do. Now Brad Yeagle, you know, as we see this play again, you know, tough pass. Receiver dove for it, gave all he could. Now Brad Yeagle needs to play smart. He needs to catch this ball or not catch this ball. He needs to decide, you know, it's a split-second decision. It is so hard. He's just got to calm down and play his game.
4th and 10 for the CB West Bucks as number 14, Jim Wibberly, will punt the ball away. Long punt. Fair catch by Brad Yeagle. Whoa, that's a late hit. Where are we? There's the flag. That's going to be a 15-yard late hit on Brad Yeagle. Brad Yeagle calls for the fair catch. Number 23, Fran Golden, just has a little too much speed and hits Brad Yeagle. That should be a 15-yard late hit penalty.
Yeah, now, Sean, you saw the wave off. Now, even though if he did bobble the ball, he would have been fair game. But since he caught it, called fair catch, I think this should be a penalty. Yeah, interference. That's a good call by the ref. I mean, it's tough because he bobbled it, but he had possession of the ball. The hit came so late, as you see it there.
Right. If he calls for a fair catch,
here,
you have to let him have the ball.
Yes, you have to let him have the ball. If he were to touch it and it hit the ground, or even if the Central Bucks West had the deflection, he could catch it, then it could be fair game. But because he called, you know, fair catch.
Very good play there by Brad Yeagle, concentrating on the ball. He bobbled it off the first hit, but he paid attention and stayed on the ball despite the fact that number 23, Fran Golden, was in his face. Should be 1st and 10 for North Penn Knights. Not quite sure on how big of a penalty will be assessed on this penalty. Little confused. The interference penalty was declined, so I'm not quite sure if it would be accepted, if it would be marked off on the kick, and they would have to just mark 10 yards off the ball. Not quite sure how the ruling is in high school football. Nonetheless, 1st and 10, North Penn Knights from their own 43. Chris Brown under center. Pitches out to Zach Thomas. Reverse to Zeblum. Kevin Zeblum using his speed. Zeblum's got blockers. Zeblum up for a North Penn Knights first down inside the CB West territory. You saw that one setting up. You saw Zach Thomas running around the right end. Zeblum lined up in the wideout position, just came back the other direction and picked up a North Penn Knights first down.
Number 78, Ken Haverly, had an excellent block. When the defender came back, realized what the play was, Ken Haverly was right there, hit the guy, let Kevin Zeblum basically get about 5 more yards.
1st and 10 for the North Penn Knights from the 44-yard line. 7-7, still your score. This one's tied up. Chris Brown under center, 1st and 10 for the Knights. Hands off to Zach Thomas, looking for holes. Stutter steps back to the left, picks up a good 6 yards on the carry. North Penn has the momentum in their favor, and they're just going to try to keep it, possibly get some more points on the board here and give them a little bit of an edge.
Coach Pettine's calling as a number 6, Zach Thomas, hampered with that back injury, is slow to get up. There's 10 minutes and running in this game. It just keeps on running, which is a good thing. They want to waste the time if they have the possession. You don't want it to be, you know, count against them if Central Bucks West were to get the ball.
Good
but
point.
now they have control.
Right.
They could keep control for 10 minutes if they wanted to, as long as they keep getting the first down.
Very good point. 2nd and 5 here for the Knights. Chris Brown getting the play called. Kevin Zeblum lines up. Chris Brown under center. Whistles on the play. Kevin Zeblum apparently had the wrong play called in his mind. He originally lined it up in the backfield. Then Chris Brown told him to line up as in the flanker position. Then he started to go in motion, and the referees just saw enough and called it an illegal formation called on the Knights. So that'll be marked back 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Knights.
And you could see the frustration in Chris Brown. He tried to tell Kevin what to do the first time. And, you know, it doesn't matter who's at fault. Chris Brown did a nice job of taking the leadership. That's his job. That's what he has to do. As much as he hates to be, you know, the boss, no matter how much he likes Kevin, he needs to do that as a quarterback.
Chris Brown lines up in shotgun formation. 2nd and 10, 4 wide receivers. Low snap. Brown just smartly picks it up and carries it forward for a good 3-yard gain. That ball came in very short on Chris Brown. He got his hands on it down around his shoelaces and just smartly ran forward. Don't want to give up anything crucial now. In the final quarter, it'll be 3rd and 7 for the North Penn Knights.
Now, Sean, in that one play, I've been watching the clock. The play started at basically, 11:06, I'd say. It is now 9:56 and still running.
Right.
I mean, they're doing a nice job. They're taking their time. They just need to get 3rd down is critical right now. This is a critical play right now.
3rd and 7 for the Knights. Chris Brown lines up with 2 wideouts out to his right. 3rd and 7 for the Knights. Chris Brown, play action pass, looking to pass, fires over to Zeblum, who just out of his reach. There is a flag on the play, possibly a late hit on Chris Brown, just judging by the placement of the flag. Not really quite sure. I was focusing on the pass. It'll be a holding against the Knights. That hurts. So now CB West will have a chance. Will they decline it, or will they accept it and give North Penn another opportunity?
Now, Sean, on that replay, I could not see the holding call, but it must have been pretty far back in order for that ref to call, that far back with the play being where it was. So,
holding called against the Knights.
And the punt team will stay out.
So it'll be 4th and 7 for the Knights. Dan Brown and the North Penn punt team will punt it away to the to the Bucks. Dan Brown stands around his own 48-yard line. He'll punt the ball away and leave it in the defense's hands to stand up big. Dan Brown looking for another booming punt. Snap back high again. Dan Brown. Nice play by Dan Brown just to get it down. Good bounce for the Knights in what looked like it could have been a very bad play for the Knights. Dan Brown just focuses, uses his senior leadership, calms the ball down, and gets the punt off.
Sean, that was an excellent play. Dan Brown knows what his main job is, to get the punt off. He got the snap, knew there was pressure coming, knew that there was a faulty snap. Yeah, he's not going to get a perfect kick. He got a nice bounce as we see this play again. Faulty snap, there's that guy. I mean, he so could have, creamed them. Did a nice job, stepped up into the pocket and punted it.
1st and 10 here for the Bucks with 9:22 left in the first quarter. Handoff for James West, picks up a couple yards. It'll be 2nd and about 7 here for the CB West Bucks. 9:08 and counting left here in the 4th and final quarter. Score 7-7.
See now, Sean, now here's the time when they want to waste the time. They want to keep West passing. They want to keep West out of bounds. They want to push him out of bounds.
As the fans get into this one, led by the cheerleaders and marching Knights, 2nd and 6 for the Bucks. Oriole under center, pitch outside to DiGiacomo. Picks up the 1st down and gets drug out of bounds. So 1st and 10, CB West on a nice halfback toss to Phil DiGiacomo around the left end. 8:37 left in the 4th quarter. Kelly, this is where North Penn defense, they've been standing up strong in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd quarter. This is the quarter that you need them to stand up.
You need them just to, play well. They're tired. They're exhausted. They're playing the game of their lives. Luckily, unfortunately, it's a lot of senior nights or senior years for them, but you know what? It's also, their last game probably. Not last game, but last regular season game. They want this. They're playing their hearts out. They need to keep it up.
1st and 10 for the Bucks. Oriole under center. Hand off the other direction. James West breaking it down. Actually, that's Phil DiGiacomo with a big 20-yard carry, getting it out over midfield into North Penn territory.
And there's no way West is going to go down easily. I mean, they've got the big guys out there. They're a 54-game winning streak team. They're 9-0 coming into this season. These guys know what winning's all about. Most of these guys, last year, that team had never lost a game. They never knew what it felt like of defeat. Now, you know what? North Penn's given a little taste of scared, but they know how to play football. That's obvious. They need to keep playing.
7-7 your score. 1st and 10 from the 50. Oriole lines up under center. Handoff around the left side. North Penn brings him down for about a 5-yard pickup. North Penn defense is going to have to suck it up here no matter how tired they are, how many hurts, bruises they have out there. They're just going to have to play through it because this is the game of their lives like we've been saying all day.
Yeah, this is what they've been lifting for since January 3rd when they're in that weight room, That Monday that we go back to school, they're in there, hitting the weights, hitting the running, doing everything that they can.
2nd and 6 here for the Bucks. 7 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Oriole under center. Play action, actually handoff to number 5, James West. I believe he picks up another CB West first down. Actually, from where the referees are marking the ball, it doesn't look like it's going to be a first down. It'll be 3rd and short. So the North Penn defense is going to have to step it up big. 7 minutes and about 5 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. North Penn needs a defensive stance here. They cannot let CB West score this late in the 4th quarter. As the fans of North Penn start cheering the Knights defense on, Oriole under center, number 21, Gavin Potter goes in motion. Handoff right up the middle to who else but number 6, Phil DiGiacomo. Just runs through the middle, picks up the easy first down for the Bucks. Kelly, you can't expect the North Penn Knights defense to come out every single play and make plays like we've been seeing them make. They've been shifting the momentum back for their offense. You can't expect them to just come out series after series after series and make those big plays.
No, you can't, Sean, but you can't expect them to be consistent in their ways.
Right.
And you know what? North Penn's been consistent in dominating, basically just not dominating, but as in dominating what they're known for.
Right.
They've overcome what they're known for, and they've really given a great game.
1st and 10, CB West. Mike Oriole has it from the North Penn 37-yard line. Motion on the play, inside handoff to DiGiacomo. DiGiacomo picks up another CB West first down, or if not, very close to another CB West first down. Whereas we talked about the North Penn senior leadership, Phil DiGiacomo is leading the CB West team right now. Between him, Mike Oriole, and Camburn, they're just using that senior leadership to give the momentum back to CB West.
Yeah, and you know what? Good credit to North Penn seniors. They're doing an excellent job out there, too.
2nd and 1 here for the Bucks. Oriole under center. Inside handoff to Camburn. Once again, Camburn breaks this one loose. Close to the goal line. Brought down around the 5-yard line. Dave Camburn, or actually not quite sure. Is that DiGiacomo or Camburn? Nonetheless, who it is, they're deep in North Penn territory, right around the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal, CB West.
North Penn can't get, down on themselves now. They played a great game, and they need to keep it up. They're exhausted, but they need to keep it up.
1st and 6. Actually, 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Oriole under center. Handoff, North Penn there to meet him at the line of scrimmage. Picks up a couple of yards. Picks up a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd and goal from around the 4-yard line. Inside 5 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. This one's definitely going to come down to the wire. Under 5 minutes left in the game. Oriole comes into his huddle. CB West is just continuing to wear down the clock. Under 5 minutes. The score is still 7-7, but CB West deep in their offensive zone. Play action. Oriole looking to get around. Nice heads-up play there by number 23, Dan Brown. He just uses his speed, gets around the right end, and is there to take Mike Oriole to the ground. 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line.
As we look at that play again, Dan Brown, Dan Brown, amazing speed with Mike Yeager combined, stops him up. Great job there.
2 seniors like we've talked about. North Penn loses their last timeout. It'll be 3rd and 6. However, this is one of those timeouts that you'd like to use. Yes, it might hurt you when you get the ball back and you need the timeouts, but Coach Beck has to calm down his players. Let them know what the situation is. Just let them know what they're doing out there.
Well, the key is, Sean, you have about 20 to 25 seconds to get your play in. When you have the ball, you have control of the clock. You can spike the ball. You can, incomplete pass is not always the best way to do it, or you can run out of bounds. They can manage the clock. Right now, Central Bucks West has management of that clock. This is on defense. Defensive timeouts are well spent, especially this one with 4 minutes and 10 seconds left in this game. 3rd down, 3rd and I'd say 6 yards to go to a touchdown. This is not a first down. This is a touchdown.
Right.
This is when defense needs to step up. This is a well-deserved timeout because they need a breather, number 1. Number 2, they need to hold them.
Right.
And Coach Beck needs to give them motivation right now, and they need a strategy to stop the Central Bucks West.
3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. Kelly, whichever way this game falls tonight, it's definitely been one of the greatest games
I'm never going to forget it, I
we've
can tell
ever
you that.
seen. As the fans come to their feet to support the North Penn Knights defense. 3rd and 6. Oriole lines up under center. This is what games are made of. North Penn defense going to have to stand up big. 4th and 10 here in the 4th and final quarter. Oriole pitches out to number 6, DeGiacomo, halfback option. The halfback option from DeGiacomo finds CB West in the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown. CB West goes up on top, 13-7. The second you think CB West is just going to run a very basic play, they run something like that where they play a halfback option to DeGiacomo, who we said earlier has that quarterback experience, just rolled out to his left and lofted it up there.
And you know what? That's experience right there. But you know what? North Penn has 4 minutes and 5 seconds left on this clock. Anything is possible.
Extra point is blocked. That could be very important. The extra point was blocked at the line of scrimmage. If North Penn can get a touchdown, that extra point will be very, very important.
And you know, Sean, I went down to halftime and I was handing out towels to the guys, and I told kicker Bobby Mancino, I said, listen, you need to just make sure you're consistent. You might be the deciding factor. And you know, as we look at this halfback pass once again, quarterback experience is always great. You know, number 6, Phil DeGiacomo, got the job done. Credit to Central Bucks West. They worked their way for this touchdown. North Penn can work their way back. They can. They're down 6 points now. You know, a touchdown, you're going to be fine. Now, what they need to do is they need to have control. What they need to make sure they can do is control the clock. They need to make sure that they are controlled and, you know, just make sure the fundamentals are down.
4 minutes and 5 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. 13-7, the CB West Bucks lead the North Penn Knights. As kicker number 12, Andy Frost, will kick the ball off for CB West. 4:05 left in the 4th quarter. Frost to kick the ball off from the 40-yard line.
Key here, Sean, no turnovers.
13-7 your score. CB West leads the Knights. Frost with a kickoff. Down to number 6, Zach Thomas. He'll field it around his 20. Zach Thomas looking for some running room. Gets out to around the 25-yard line. So the North Penn Knights North Penn Knights offensive unit will take the field, led by number 3, Chris Brown. This is where Chris Brown's season has all comes wrapped up. His leadership is going to have to be shown here. His confidence is going to have to be shown here. He's just going to have to step up, take the role, even though he's a junior, and there are a lot of seniors out there. Just run the play and get it done.
Yeah, they need to make sure that they control this clock. The clock is going to be the key. They need to score right now.
1st and 10 for the North Penn Knights. Not quite sure if I agree with this strategy right now. Chris Brown in shotgun formation has 5 wideouts. 4 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. Chris Brown drops back, looks to fire. Over the middle, ball knocked out, incomplete. The reason I say that is North Penn has been running. You run first and second down, then you pass on third down. And that's been working pretty much. I mean, yeah, they've only scored one touchdown, but that's been working most of the time. If you go to passing every single down, they might just go 3 and out.
Well, you know what, Sean? They're also passing and running this ball and scoring one touchdown on the state champions. That's something that not many people can remember.
13-7, CB West leads the North Penn Knights on a nice halfback option from Phil DiGiacomo to Gavin Potter.
Now, Sean, while we have a moment, if you notice, that play is basically guarding Chris Brown. If you look to the left and the right, he has Janusz Wojda and Larry Cannon there as his blockers. They are there for protection. If anybody gets through the line or blitzes from the outside, they are there. Then you have 2 wideouts, usually Doug Servey, Mark Fisher, sometimes even Brian Ushler. It just all depends on what personnel group you have in there. This protects Chris Brown. It's also a key play because if something doesn't work, they can just run the ball. They have been dropping back into this formation through motion most of the time. This time they just set up in it. It's familiar. You never know because Coach Pettine could pull something out, such as a run, when they think they're going to pass.
Right. 2nd and 10 here for the Knights with 3 minutes and 56 seconds left in the 4th quarter. This is where North Penn's got to throw everything out there and just let it loose. Just do whatever you can to get down into that end zone. Because really, we know North Penn is not going to make the playoffs. It hasn't been the greatest season ever, but it's very memorable. There's been a lot of big things that have happened. This is CB West. CB West is undefeated in their last 4 seasons. North Penn just has to lay it out on the table and just go right at them.
They're playing with all their hearts right now, and hopefully that'll lead them to where they need to go right now.
3:56 left in the 4th quarter. 2nd and 10. Chris Brown lines up in shotgun formation. Chris Brown looking to fire. Lofts it out to Zeblum. Overthrows him just a little bit. Kevin Zeblum with a good effort on the sideline. Incomplete pass. It'll bring up 3rd and 10.
And you know, I'm sorry, Sean, didn't mean to interrupt you, but you should note that Kevin Zeblum got over the flu this week. I saw him on Wednesday. Big puffy eyes, puffy face, 102 fever. He was really, in bad shape. It looked bleak for Thursday. He came back Thursday, said he didn't feel too well, but his fever had broke. He was okay to go. He was going to do what he could. Friday, we're here. He still does not feel well, kind of has the flu symptoms. He's had a stomach flu for a little bit. It's just not been a fun week for him, but
that's what you need, though. Kevin Zeblum will be becoming a senior next year. He's showing his junior leadership down there, and he's going to be an incredible senior next year. 3rd and 10. Timeout called by North Penn. That'll be their final timeout. I thought they used their 3rd timeout already, but apparently they didn't, and it'll be a timeout charged to North Penn.
Yeah, I think this might be their final. I'm not sure. I think what happened was Central Bucks West had called one quite close to North Penn.
3rd and 10 for the North Penn Knights. They're going to need to convert if they want to keep this drive intact, because right now, 3:50 left on the clock. Right now you're in a situation where you almost have to punt, but you sit there in the back of your mind and know you really don't want to.
No, you don't. And at this late in the game, they're probably not going to punt. They're going to go for it. It's going to basically be the game deciding factor. They need to get this first down. Right now, I don't know whether they'll go with the run or the pass. Both have been pretty consistent on the night. They don't get as far as they can on the run, but then again, the pass, they've just thrown 2 incomplete. So it just all depends on what Coach Pettine wants for the play calling.
It'll be 3rd and 10 here for the Knights. Score is 13-7 between the CB West Bucks and North Penn Knights. This game is one for the memories. First game between the great rivalry of CB West and North Penn in the new millennium. And if this is going to show North Penn and CB West fans what to expect in the years to come, this is just incredible. Chris Brown lines up in shotgun formation once again. 3rd and 10 for the Knights. The snap back, Chris Brown looking to fire. Over the middle to number 6, Zach Thomas just behind him. That'll bring up 4th and 10. So now we're going to get to see what does Coach Beck and Coach Pettine decide to do. Do they go for it? Because there's only 3 minutes and 45 seconds left. If you give the ball back to West, I wouldn't count on seeing the ball again, but if you give it up here, you give West great field position.
Yeah. They're going to go for it. There's no doubt in my mind. You've got to go for it. This late in the game, Central Bucks West will eat the clock away.
This will be the determining factor. If Chris Brown and the North Penn Knights offense can get a first down, we're still going. But if they turn the ball over here, CB West will just continue to run the clock out. This is the play. Chris Brown in shotgun formation, drops back, looking over the middle, incomplete pass. That should be a penalty. Looking for the flags. I'm not seeing any, but that should be a penalty. Zach Thomas was drugged down at the end of the play. And it'll be a turnover on downs nonetheless. First down, CB West.
That's a very surprising call. It's unsportsmanlike conduct in the fact that, you know, he went with momentum, but that could have been a game-changing call again. We saw one of those in Central Bucks West, you know, Central Bucks East territory last time. Defense needs to come through right now. I mean, they need to come through now. They're going to run the ball up the middle. They're going to probably try and score, but defense needs to get this ball back.
First and 10 for the Bucks, 3:41 left in the game. DiGiacomo carries up around his left tackle. It'll bring up 2nd and 4. I'm still speechless after that 4th down. I thought for sure that would be a penalty because he was brought down a good 5 seconds after that ball was on the ground.
And, you know, it's just not, it's unsportsmanlike conduct, and it's very shocking there was an official right there. We're not in any way, you know, saying that they were wrong or whatever, but it's a very, very, you know.
3 minutes left in the 4th quarter, 2nd and 4 for the Bucks. First, and it looks like CB West is going to pick up a first down here, so they continue to tear away at the clock. Close to the first down, they got it. It'll be 1st and 10, CB West around the 12-yard line or so. 13-7 your score on a Phil DiGiacomo carry. North Penn tied it up with a Brian Ushler 62-yard reception. And just about 2 minutes ago, Phil DiGiacomo hooked up with Gavin Potter for possibly the winning touchdown. 13-7 is your score with 2.5 minutes left in the game. Inside handoff, knocked down around the 10-yard line. CB West just continues to pound forward. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. This is just ticking down slower and slower for the North Penn Knights fans and players. You just keep looking at the clock and just see the seconds just tick off. And you want to stop it, but you know you can't because you're out of timeouts.
Yeah, there's nothing right now North Penn can do other than a turnover. And, you know, don't count North Penn out. They are, you know, second half team and a second drive team. So, you know, get their hands in now. Now they're just going for the strip.
2nd and 4. CB West close to another first down. It'll be 3rd and 1 with about a minute and a half when this one ticks down where CB West is going to have to run it. We'll be down to about a minute left here in the 4th quarter. Kelly, however, it's going to be a heartbreaking loss for the Knights if they do lose. However, it has been one of the greatest and I'm sure most memorable games we will ever see.
Yeah, I mean, you played excellent football here. To hold Central Bucks West, a team that can score up to 55 points on teams in amount of time, to hold them to 13 points, to even block the extra point kick, number one, to hold them to 2 scores is an amazing accomplishment. While I can tell you that all those players down there do not want this accomplishment, you know, and do not, you know, they love that they did this. They're not really thinking this right now. They're heartbroken.
13-7. It looks like CB West will go on to win. Under a minute left. Oriole lines up under center. Handoff through the hole, picks up a couple yards. It'll be 1st and goal, or 2nd and goal from about the 3rd. Kelly, most of these players we're going to see walk off the field with their heads down. However, when they actually go back and think about this game, these guys played one heck of a game tonight.
They really, they really should walk with their heads up. They did nothing, that could be controlled. They played an excellent game that they should be commended for, and I give them nothing but great praise for what they did. As we see Coach Pettine quickly leaving the press box and going to go down to the field to tell his team, it's a tough one, but that's going to be the game.
The CB West Bucks will beat the North Penn Knights 13-7. Coach Pettine has had a terrible week with his illness. He was in the hospital, but I'm sure right now he's walking down to his field and he will congratulate his players on a great performance. Losing to CB West by a score of 13-7, you have to keep your heads high.
Yeah, you really do. North Penn played an excellent game. They played defensively. I know they're hurting right now. I'm hurting for them, and I think all of North Penn is, but they played wonderful.
North Penn and CB West will have the traditional handshake. Kelly, there is just so much to go over in this game. It started off with a 27-yard DiGiacomo touchdown run. CB West got off to an early 7-0 lead. North Penn defense just stepped up on back-to-back occasions. And then we saw Chris Brown hook up with Brian Ushler for a 62-yard touchdown run that tied the score 7-7. The teams went into overtime. North Penn had the momentum. They came out for most of the second half with that momentum. Unfortunate, North Penn defense just gave up that touchdown. However, you cannot fault the North Penn defense whatsoever.
No, you can't fault anybody here. The coaches did what they had to do in this situation. Their head coach down. Defense, offense played wonderful. I know these guys are hurting, and they're going to go in the locker rooms with their head down. But
we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with final stats for this great game. Be sure to come back for North Penn Television.
It may not look like it, but you're watching the future of the Earth pass by, because many of these products are made from materials you've been recycling. But to keep recycling working, you need to buy products that say, made from recycled materials. For all those next in line, it would mean the world to them.
Yes. That sounds good. Okay. Sounds good. I'll take care of it. Yeah, sure. Sure, I got you. First half or final? Hello and welcome back. As you see the final score there, CB West beats the North Penn Knights in a heartbreaking loss, 13-7. The touchdown scorers were Phil DiGiacomo. He led off the scoring for both teams. He had a 27-yard touchdown run, almost untouched. He got the score started 7-0. Phil DiGiacomo, the senior from CB West, number 6. Then in the second quarter, Brian Ushler got a 62-yard reception from Chris Brown. That tied the score up 7-7, and they went into halftime tied up at 7-7 apiece. North Penn came out in the third quarter. They had the momentum. They just didn't have that extra little push to put the ball in the end zone. Here you'll see final stats. CB West dominates North Penn on first downs. They have 17, whereas North Penn has 5. Pass yards, North Penn had 108 yards to CB West 46. That led mostly to the strong North Penn secondary. Rush yards, CB West totally destroyed North Penn with 298 rushing yards. Now, I know it doesn't seem like quite as much just from seeing the North Penn strong defensive outing. North Penn picked up 83 rushing yards. Total yards, you'll see CB West, they have 344 to the North Penn 191 total yards. CB West has that important turnover, which could have been very important if North Penn were to come out on top. And the final stat, third down conversions, North Penn had 1 for 11, whereas CB West, that's the big key. 10 third down conversions on 15 opportunities. Right now, Dr. Cotter, it sits next to me. Dr. Cotter, for this being your last game, could you really ask for any more of a game than this?
I couldn't ask for any more. I'm still out of breath.
Yeah.
I was out talking to the guys after the game, and I told them, I said, I respect you 100%. You played your hearts out.
Right.
And they couldn't give it any more.
Right.
They just could not have given any more. It was just such a great effort. It was amazing.
Right. Like Kelly and I talked about all night, these guys, they're going to go out of here right now. They lost 13-7. They're going to go out. They're going to probably have their heads down. But really, when they go back and think about it, they kept the state champions to 13 points.
Without a doubt. I mean, state champions, you can I just felt it. We were just so close to winning.
Right.
When we went in during halftime, I said, they have to believe.
Right.
They have to believe. I saw these guys during the week, and I kept telling them, I said, it's not the size of the dog.
Right.
It's the fight in the dog.
Right, exactly.
And they really displayed it tonight.
Now, you've been here through the numerous seasons that you've been principal here. Have you really ever seen a closer, more intense game than what you saw tonight?
I thought that the game that we played in the monsoon was a game.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'll tell you what, I think this one topped it. It was unbelievable.
Now, you going off to Colonial School District, are you going to make a return appearance for Thanksgiving Day football game? Or
Well,
hope to see you?
Yeah, I would hope to get here. It depends, if White Marsh is playing. Their traditional rival is Norristown, and Norristown might be in the playoffs. But, there's a real strong possibility, believe it or not, there's a real strong possibility that next week we might play Plymouth White Marsh.
Wow.
North Penn might play Plymouth White Marsh.
Very nice.
And that's going to be unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
And Mike was out there with the kids, and he said, next week, if we play you, you're the enemy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that would get the emotions turning.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so overall, great football season, great all-around effort by all the sports teams, academics, and everything since you've been principal here.
Well, I really appreciate that. I just think it's it's absolutely, and you've heard me say this, it's one of the great high schools in the United States.
Now,
and we'd be hard-pressed to find another one as good as
true.
North Penn.
Now, I'm sure I'm speaking for the student body as a whole. You've been a great principal. You've been out there for numerous sporting events. You've been there at every single sporting event. We see your face. We know you support us. Just thank you so much for just being there.
Well, I appreciate that, and I'll never forget North Penn High School.
Thanks.
It's been the greatest ride,
Thank you.
the greatest experience of my life. The last week's been tough. I have tears in my eyes, but I'll tell you, I'll never forget you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Dr. Vincent Cotter, you could not ask for a better principal. Thank you so much. As the North Penn Knights lose to the CB West Bucks in a 13-7 heartbreaking story, what more can you say? They lose 13-7 in what has to be the greatest football game I've seen in my 3 years of watching North Penn football. We saw Coach Pettine numerous times. He was on top of the press box for most of the game. He has to be telling his players right now they've played one of the greatest games he could ever ask of them. At the start of the season, they lost their preseason game. Everyone's hearts were down. They came out. They got 3 big wins. Then they went on the road. They lost in a Chamonix and CB East. They lost 2 games. And in the PIAA standings, if you lose 2 games, pretty much playoffs are unthinkable. They lose here tonight to CB West 13-7. However, like Kelly and I talked about all week, the Reporter, the Inquirer, all the newspapers out there, they had North Penn losing by nearly 20 points. And to lose 13-7, these players have to keep their heads up. They have to come back into school on Monday. They have to know they played the best game of football they can ever play. That's going to do it for our coverage here at Crawford Stadium. CB West beats the North Penn Knights 13-7. For Kelly Riccardi and the rest of the North Penn television crew, I'm Sean Hagan. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.